Okay. So, picking up on the cliffhanger that we left off last time. So, as you know, the party has had that huge battle with the quote-unquote Caraptus in the fake White Plume Mountain. You fought off a bunch of golems, and you fought off that fake Caraptus wizard guy who cast a couple of spells that you were not close enough to counterspell from. During that battle, you discovered that there was another person inside with you. He was invisible. He had put out the green flame, and in doing so, had summoned the ancient purple worm Shaitan. And you could feel this presence of this monstrously big creature just rumbling beneath your feet during your battle. The battle also got very heated, where Cayenne got into some sort of dominated state where he was fighting a psychological battle with his cursed battle axe. You had to physically drag his body, as well as the body of the guy who got killed inside the fake White Plume Mountain. You drag both of those bodies out, and luckily, as you get to the front door of White Plume Mountain, the door is already open. The minute you step out the door, this is what you see: a massive, magical, ancient purple worm. Everywhere that it touches, this purple fire begins burning. It's got a maw that opens up that is twice like your height. It's so big. This thing is hundreds of feet long. And you can see it starts swallowing the landscape. It swallows Aleem whole and chews down, so half of Aleem's body falls out. You can see while you came out, before this worm emerged, Aleem was shoveling treasure into that portal. You know, a huge pile of treasure he was shoveling into the portal. There's still a huge pile of gold and gems and things like that there that he wasn't able to shovel before this worm came out and bit him in half. However, as you come out and you face this worm, you realize that there's really nothing you can do against this worm, and you're gonna have to run.
Right. Hey, Chan, grab a couple gold before we run.
You do look at the gold. It's a significant. It's a piles and piles of gold on the ground. But you realize that if you were to try to go for some of this gold, this worm will destroy you.
Now, was Aleem putting the golden stuff in a teleportation circle?
He was. However, as the worm came out, he destroyed part of the glyphs in the teleportation circle. The circle no longer works.
Okay.
So now there's just a big pile of gold hanging out over there.
So we can't use the teleportation circle to escape.
No, and it appears that when you first came out, all of Aleem's guards jumped in the teleportation circle. They are not stupid enough to stay around with his worm, but Aleem's greed has gotten the best of him, and this is how he ended up getting swallowed. Remember, you're still carrying two bodies. One, Kayen, who's not dead, but mentally racked with fighting some sort of psychological battle with his axe. And second, the body of this person that had originally put out the green flame. You don't really know him. He's a masked figure. He was almost smashed to bits by the golem. You managed to preserve his body by casting Gentle Repose.
Do we see any camels or horses around?
There are no camels or horses.
Hmm.
Is there cover that we can run to get out of the sight of the worm?
There's no cover to run to. There's open desert. The worm seems to be preoccupied with destroying the mountain itself.
Well, if that's the case, maybe we should just run away from the mountain while the purple worm destroys it. So the only question is, how far can we run?
It's open desert everywhere you see. This mountain is actually like a little spot in the middle of open desert. You gauge that this worm is so large and travels so fast. He can easily catch up to you if it wanted to.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
there's no way you're going to be able to outrun this worm if it
no.
were chasing
Okay,
you.
so we can't. We
Right
can't
now, it's not
outrun it.
chasing you. It's not chasing you. It just seems to be preoccupied with thrusting into the mountain and bringing the entire mountain down.
I say we revive this guy and see if he can point us in the direction we should go, guys. What do you think?
Yes, that's a good idea. We should revive the guy. That way, we should revive our new friend here. That way,
We gotta go.
Once he's back, he can tell us where.
How are you going to try to revive him?
That's the thing. Is we gotta go find a place we can go rest a little bit, guys. Unless one of you guys can. Nah, I mean I don't have a revive.
I think we need to find a safe place to rest.
Yes,
And
but we have to find something somewhere in this open desert. Like even if we rest under a rock somewhere.
You see Cayenne kind of waking up a little bit, sputtering. Oh. Now that Cayenne has turned in his character sheet, I am Cayenne.
oh, perfect. So
Can we see any? Can we
He
see
wakes up,
any?
he's like, oh, what's going on? No, Popolocas, no. And you see, it seems like he's in some sort of fever dream.
See any well-used trails anyway from where we're looking that lead away from the encampment?
The only trail that leads away from the encampment is the trail you came in on. The one that remember it is kind of abutted by these torches, and it's well traveled because adventurers would be walking that trail to get to this mountain to undergo this fake quest.
And were the torches like some kind of protection or just light? I can't remember.
The torches were also made out of green flame.
Now, have those been extinguished?
No.
Why don't we why don't we head down the trail for?
A little bit. That might be the direction we want to go. I think.
So
Yeah, we should. That's a start, at least, of where we can.
So, all right, before we leave, guys, I do want to think about what are we thinking about as far as food and water? That's the problem.
In terms of food and water, we'll talk about it a little bit later when it becomes relevant. But I know you guys have things in your adventurers pack that say like 10 days worth of rations and stuff like that. We'll make a compromise, and I'll say you have enough food and water to last you 2 days in the desert. After that, you are going to be exposed to the elements. However, that doesn't mean that you're going to die. It means that you're going to roll survival checks.
Mm.
I'm a wanderer, so I get bonuses for survival checks or something. I can't remember.
But right now, it's sort of it's the heat of the moment. You don't have even time to think about it. So the party kind of runs away. You run like 200, 300 yards away from this scene, down the path alighted with the green flame. At that point, Cayenne wakes up, and you can see he has this ghostly pallor, and he's got this dark look in his eyes, like his pupils are gone and his eyes are completely black. And he looks at you and he says, you know, I'm so sorry. I think, you know, I think that what I've done, you know, I can't undo.
What have you done?
Cayenne picks up the axe, and you can see there's this black ichor coming out of the axe, and it's kind of it's got like tendrils going into his skin. And Cayenne looks at you and says, you know, everything that I am, you know, my soul, every part of me, you know, I'm is part of this axe now.
All right. So Gregory, hearing this, and from remembering what he learned from the Tloques-Popolocas adventure, can probably deduce that he's about to become a chalk.
Kyan looks at you and says, "Well, not exactly." He says, "This axis is just pure evil. Its desire is only just to kill and to drink blood. And he's like, even these moments of clarity, I don't think I'm gonna have any more left." He says, "You're going to have to kill me." And he says, "I wish it were just as simple as the curse that you can remove, but I see things clearly now. I took this curse on myself willingly. There is no removing it." And Kyan says, "I'm sorry, guys." And he has this determined look on his face. And he says, if you let me stay the way I am, I'm going to do terrible things. He says, this is probably the last moment of clarity I have. And you can see he reaches into his pack and he starts taking out his things. He says, you should just let me die in the desert. And he takes out his bag of holding, which contains all of his valuables. Besides the armor that he's wearing and the things that he's wearing on him and his weapons, he just kind of throws the bag of holding on the floor. He says, "Take it."
Okay. Well, we pick it up.
He says, I'm so sorry, and Kyan says, my whole life I've been just kind of alone, trying to get by and trying to make money. And, just trying to live life to the best of my ability. I never really knew what it was like to have friends and family. And maybe just to experience it for a short period of time, it's really meaningful for me. But I don't want you to see me turn into Popolocas, and that's what's going to happen.
Hearing this, Olaf is very distraught. You help me pay for my restaurant. What do you mean we gotta kill you? You're not doing that.
Kyan says that there's no other way. He says, I've willingly given my soul. This is not a curse that's inflicted on me. It's something that I've accepted, knowing the consequences. And he said, I thought I could control it. I thought I could be powerful and help you, but I was wrong. It's like there's some forces in the realms that you should never, ever mess with.
Right.
And you can see that the ichor starts spreading over his body, and there's just this dark kind of and Kyan kind of puts his hand up. He says, "Stay back." It's like, please don't come any closer. He says, the hunger is rising inside of me. Just kill me or let me be in the desert.
I think before we I think we're going to just have to let him go. I think we would kill him. I would rather him not be in the desert and suffer. I think as friends, the people that we've adventured together for a long time, I think that we need to kill him and let his body sit here and the gods deal with it.
So as you take out your weapon and put it to his throat and he doesn't fight back, all of a sudden you feel a rumble beneath your feet as the purple worm appears to be approaching you despite the fact that you have these green torches up. You don't even have the time to swing when the ground beneath you shakes so hard and a massive fissure opens up between you, the rest of the party, and Kyan. 100-foot fissure opens up and gets wider and wider as the worm emerges angrily and faces you. Its purple maw, a dark, blasted purple magic begins to seep out of the maw as it kind of sucks back, ready to spew forth a big wave of purple magic that's looks like a ray of disintegration. About to do that. And as you do this, Kyan looks at you. He's like, maybe there's one last thing I can do. And he screams out, "Popolocas, you want blood? Well, take this blood." And with Kyan's last bit of self-determination and self-will, he picks up the axe of Popolocas as the ichor consumes his whole body, and you see his whole body begins to change and shift and morph as he grows bigger and he grows extra arms. As he begins to change into this hellish demon, he jumps up into the fissure, directly into the maw of the purple worm, and he lets out a battle cry. He says, "Popolocas, feast on this!" And you hear, and as he jumps in the maw of the purple worm, you see the worm just begin to writhe and squeal as he chokes, unable to deal with what's going on, or what's the force that has gone into his mouth, and the worm screams out in pain and then goes again underground, leaving an empty fissure. And thus we say goodbye to the character Cayenne. Unless he comes back later at some.
And then the fish.
I say a little prayer to Maleki. If she could find Cayenne's soul and try to help him, I would be forever grateful.
So you pick up Cayenne's bag of holding and you open it up. These are Cayenne's things. I know, Gray, you can't see them, but I'll just read them off. He has, of course, the bag of holding itself. He's got a set of chainmail armor +1. He's got 2 cloaks of the Dragon Slayers. He's got 5 of his Cayenne special brew. Remember that poisonous healing potion.
Yeah.
He's got 2 leather armors. He's got a potion case containing a potion of diminution, potion of greater healing, potion of healing, potion of water breathing. He's got that ring of spell storing. Now that Cayenne was attuned to it, now that it has been unattuned to him, it is empty, so you have to recharge it if you want to use it. And he's got the fake wave and the fake whelp. So I will put these things in a party sheet unless somebody wants to take any of these things right now. They are in Cayenne's bag of holding.
Well, I would actually like the.
And of course, he's got his gold that I'll, of course, evenly distribute.
Yeah, but I thought we spent. But I would like the ring of spell storing because I would like to put our healing in that, but I don't know.
Does anybody want to lay claim to the ring of spell storing other than John? If not, I'll put it in John's.
I was gonna say let John have that.
Okay.
I can say, yeah.
Anybody want the potions that Cayenne had?
I'll take the special brews.
I think Gray should have the healing because he's normally in the back and he could run up and. Not Gregory.
Yes.
Gregory is
Okay.
normally in the back and he can go up and heal.
Okay, Gray, do you also want the water breathing potion and the diminution? It's like the reverse potion of growing.
I mean, that's fine. If it needs to go somewhere else, we can.
Well, I mean, I think
Take
you
care
have
of it
the
later.
fastest movement.
Does anybody
Yeah, I
want to take the fake wave and whelm?
Oh yeah, they're still magic items. I was going to put all of it, everything that we don't take immediately in the
Yeah, they're
in the bag.
holding.
going to stay in the bag of holding.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do a distribution.
I'm down with that.
So whatever Cayenne did has staved off this purple worm. It appears to have gone away. You don't see it anywhere.
All right, I guess he's bought us some time.
He indeed has bought you some time, but what are you going to do now? You're in the middle of this desert. So, Gregory, you've done a lot of research. You read a lot, so you know about the Anauroch Desert. You know how the Anauroch Desert was once lush land. It was the home of the Netheril, the ancient people of Faerun that existed even before the Dale Reckoning. These are people of extremely high powers and magic, and their hubris destroyed their civilization. As you know, they attempted to cast these spells that create godhood. The spells were so offensive and foul to the gods themselves that they made the spells fail. And the failure of spells of that magnitude destroyed their entire civilization. Their floating cities came down with a thud into the earth. Magic exploded. The spell, the very weave of magic was horribly injured. And that is the previous site of the Anauroch. That's what created this desert. So, being in this desert, there is a condition called the chaos weave. The desert itself has some vague properties of chaos magic, where magic sometimes just goes awry inside the desert itself. Every grain of sand contains a grain of chaos magic. So being in the desert, it's very difficult to survive. Even if you have food and water inside the desert, it may not keep you alive, because the only thing that can keep you alive is water that is grown from the desert itself, that is evolved to be able to survive the spell weave. If you drink normal water, you're not sure how long it'll keep you alive. Therefore, spending a lot of time in the desert exposed to the elements, even if you have the tiny hut or Mordenkainen's mansion or whatever, rest may not restore your exhaustion. The only things that can restore your exhaustion are food and water from the desert itself, because it comes from elements inside the desert that is evolved to survive the spell weave. So we have survival rules inside the desert. Now the question is, you don't even know where you are.
Right. That's
How are
Revived.
you gonna figure? I know, Gray. You can't see the rules. You'll be able to see it next time.
Alright, so
How are you gonna figure out where exactly the hell you are?
Desert. For every day traveling, you must roll once on a survival table. Adjust the bonus on the roll to reflect the lead character's survival bonus. At certain times, the DM will roll a hidden encounter roll. The result could be either good or bad, usually bad. Unlike normal rolls for resting, being exposed to the harsh spell-wasted desert of the Anauroch, you will not always be able to get rid of your exhaustion, and you could die of exposure if you are very unlucky. Your hunger and exhaustion will accumulate unless you find some food and water or a safe, populated place to rest. Whoever is in charge of guiding the party and rolling survival checks, please keep track of the party hunger level and exhaustion level as well. If you reach 6 levels of exhaustion or 10 levels of hunger, you'll die. For simplicity, food and water are considered together as hunger. Every level of hunger/thirst is -1 to skill checks, including your survival check. Exhaustion and hunger are applied the next day of travel after you rest. Travel speed, 1 hex per day, slow pace, scout ahead, no surprise enemy encounter, 2 hex per day, regular pace. 3 to 5.
The chart we used to when we first got to the desert, isn't it?
Yes, it is the same chart. So,
Yeah.
so now you are in the middle of the desert. Everywhere you look around is just desert. The only thing you can really see is the destroyed mountain that was the fake white plume mountain that you just ran away from. There's a massive fissure in front of you where the purple worm had just emerged, but right now it's gone. You don't know when it's going to be back.
I was going to say we need to figure out a way to revive our extra guy that's with us, because he's from probably somewhere close to around there, where maybe he could take us to their camp or something to resupply us or what have you, or even direct us to
I think
White Plume
that's a
Mountain.
great idea, but how are you going to revive this guy?
Well, we're going to have to
is,
rest.
Yeah, he's not just hurt. He's not unconscious. He's dead. His heart no longer
we
beats.
have the means to revive him, though.
It just
Do you though?
we do and we don't.
No. So just so you don't try futilely, revivify will not work on him. The only thing that will work on him is raise dead or better.
But I cast a gentle repose on him so that...
Yes, his body is preserved, so he can be raised, but gentle repose is not going to work on revivify.
Really?
Yes, his body can be raised, not revivified, though.
Well, then
But-
we don't. Well, we do have a raised dead scroll, but I don't think so, guys. I mean, I think that's a. I mean, the thing is, he may be able to help us get us to the White Plume Mountain.
I'd say let's search him, see if he has like a map or something like that we can try to figure out.
Yep.
Olaf,
Search
you
his
can
body.
take an inspiration for searching him.
I already have full inspiration.
You already have full inspiration? Okay.
I haven't used it.
Okay, so Olaf, you
Someone
look in
kind of
her,
has the golden inspiration for that one moment.
you look inside his pocket, and you find what do you find? You find a map of the Anauroch Desert. Not only is a map of the Anauroch Desert, but it marks off where you guys are exactly. The fake White Plume White Plume Mountain. It marks it off as Elim's camp, so you can see that's Elim's camp. And
Nice.
that red X is the party's present location. On top of that, now it marks off a certain area. I will draw a circle. It marks off this area over here. It has an X on it. It does not have any writing besides the X, but it's got an X right there. Now,
Okay,
the way this map works, you can see it's a hex map. Every hex is 10 miles, about, and depending on how fast you want to travel every day, you go 1 hex a day. If you go more than 1 hex a day, you risk heavy exhaustion. Now, you have to appoint somebody in the party to be your survivalist.
I thought we had one.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I got the wanderer. Yeah, I got the wanderer ability, which gives me something extra for survival. So that's one I was. So I was one making the rolls.
That's fantastic. So the party's survival, life or death, is in your hands.
Yeah.
So, you guys, where do you want to head towards this white circle that is marked on this guy's map?
I think that's the only direction we have to go, guys.
The thing right now is you guys are very injured. Like I said, I am granting you 2 days worth of food and water, where you don't have to roll survivals. 2 days worth of food and water. Well, you still have to roll a survival, but you're not gonna be getting hunger penalties. So I'll give you 2 days worth of food and water with all the supplies you have with you. Split among the 4 of you.
Well, on the map, I see like a green area. Gray?
Yeah, I see that too.
Nah,
I think when the party is circled, we should head there as a start. Then the green spot there is closer to us. We can maybe go by way of that.
all I know is we gotta get away from these purple worms. I don't think
Yeah.
going to the east around everything. I think we want to go to the west.
So the area of the circle is 8 hexes away, or 80 miles. There's a couple of different paths you can take, but it's still 8 hexes away.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty badly injured.
Yeah. So is the plan to rest a little bit and then find? I think we should find a place to rest, and then plan on going there in the morning. Then
I think that's what we're gonna have to do is find a place to rest away from the purple worms if we can. So.
Well, presently you don't see any sign of that. It was only one big purple worm, but you didn't see any sign of purple worms presently after that episode where Kayan sacrificed himself jumping into the thing's mouth.
right. I think that the purple worms is going for a while. I think that let's find a place to rest and then get a plan together, and Gray will figure out our direction and path for the next day.
All right, where would you like to find a place to rest? You can go back to the ruined mountain of the fake White Plume Mountain. Or you can try to cast Lehman's Hut and rest in the open sands. Do you still have a cast for Lehman's Hut?
Well, it's a ritual. I can cast it.
Okay.
Right. I mean, we can do that. I think that would probably be our best bet.
I think I agree with that.
I mean, I'm thinking that we only take a short rest, guys, and then I think we have to go as far as we can. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Well, but if we do the Lehman's Hut, why not take a long rest, completely recuperate, and then start off fresh?
Because I think we need to get. I think we're gonna need to get to the possibly that green space, which could possibly help us out sooner than later. Because if we stay, it's gonna be another day, additional day. It's gonna take us 3 days to get there instead of 2 days to get there if we take a rest.
Hours. It's not a whole day, but I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you're talking 1 hour versus 8 hours of resting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would behoove us to go take the extra day. I think we need to be careful just pushing.
Well, we can trust my survivability skill, I guess, and go ahead and take the long rest and get all our health back and all our slots, which we might need. I think that would be the wise thing to do.
All right. Are we doing it here, or are we doing it at the camp?
I say just do it right here.
All right. I think that's what the party agrees to.
All right.
Okay, so you set up a Lehman's Tiny Hut spell to protect yourself from the elements, at least so you can rest. And you rest for the rest of the. It's already kind of getting towards like dusk at this point. The sun's getting really low.
Okay.
You set up the Lehman's Hut so the party can rest for their long rest, and the long rest continues unabated. You exhaust 1 of your 2 days worth of supplies. I will not make you roll a survival because you did not need to brave the elements much for this, and you do enjoy a long rest. So you wake up fresh. You are undisturbed through the night. No random encounter roll for that one.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, I can't tell you when I roll random. Then you guys will it'll be impossible not to want to game the system.
Well, guys, I think we should try to head towards the green area, start making our way.
All right. Before we do that, now, I was out of curiosity in character. I wanted to take a sample of some of the sand.
You take it, and every grain of sand has a microscopic amount of chaos magic, or chaos, which means it's uncontrolled spell weave. It's just bulk magic. It can't be shaped, it can't be controlled, but it can hurt you with enough exposure.
So what I'll do is, if I still have any bottles left from say a potion or something that I drank.
Yes, this is something that's commonly known. So you've actually studied samples of the desert sands in the past, just from like bottled apothecaries and stuff like that.
Okay, so I don't feel the need to take a sample of the.
Not necessarily. I mean, it's not like a rare thing. Like people have wizards have studied this stuff in the past. It's a common knowledge.
But we're surrounded by all this chaos magic, so it's like best to be careful when it comes to using the weave for magic around here, which is what my character does.
Yeah, the weave is badly damaged here. It's had thousands of years to heal, so it's not as bad as a true wild magic zone where every single time you cast a spell you have to roll a random. It's not that bad, but it is bad enough where things may happen. Weird things may happen with the magic weave, and they're difficult to predict because of the chaotic nature.
As the sun comes up, I remind Gregory that hey, you might want to take off that cloak you have before the sun comes up.
Oh, the robe of eyes? Yeah, I already on that. I take off my robe of eyes.
So remember last time you screamed when you were exposed to the sun.
So as you guys kind of wake up and you look over, that the previous fake White Plume Mountain lies like a heap of rubble. The worm it looks like the worm has successfully flattened the mountain. by digging holes beneath it and having the mountain just crumble. There's nothing moving to be seen anywhere. You look around, it's just a horizon of desert.
Make our way, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we are just going to go.
All right. How many hexes do you want to travel today? You have an option of 1 hex all the way up to 5 hexes.
We can't do 5.
2 hexes is a regular travel pace. 1 hex is a careful travel pace where you're not going to be surprised by anything. You're just sitting there with your eyes in the back of your head kind of traveling. 2 hexes is a regular travel pace. Anywhere from 3 to 5 hexes, you're going to be exhausted, but it's a fast travel pace.
What's that mean, being exhausted?
Yeah, we're not. We'll just go 2.
It means you're going. It's a +1 level of exhaustion, no matter what you roll.
Yeah, I think it's going to take four travels, but I think I should play it safe and just do 2 hexes.
Okay, I will give you 2 hexes. Here, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you 2 hexes. I will roll a survival roll on behalf of Gray's character. Gray rolls an awesome survival roll of 19. On a roll of 19, if you had exhaustion and hunger, it would have subtracted it. If you don't have exhaustion and hunger, it doesn't make a change. You guys...
No, -1.
So, Gray, on this day of travel, you're able to hunt down some wild snakes. Not only do they provide enough food, but they provide enough food just at least for the day of traveling, and you're able to find some cactuses to provide a decent amount of water, so you guys don't get parched, and you still have one day's worth of water.
Okay.
Yeah, Olaf can prepare that up and make it yummy.
Nice.
All right, and then the day passes by, and now it's dusk again.
And then
remember, you guys are still dragging along this poor soul's body.
Yeah, during our downtime, Gregory's probably going to take notes of the experience in the Anauroch Desert and what happened to Kayan with the axe of Popolocas and the purple worm, and for reflection purposes and also for research purposes.
I was gonna say when we approach the greenish area, notice a change in the vegetation around here.
The map makes it look green, but unfortunately, this is the dry season of the desert, and all you see are. That's what I'm showing you. All you see are dead vegetation, dead plants, dead trees. Cast off skins of armadillos and whatnot, and tumbleweeds.
Okay.
All right, that is 1 day of travel.
Okay, my fault. 1 day of travel. Put up the hut, I assume, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we can't stay in this church.
Or try to put the hut up. And then I say for our next day of travel, I say we try to kind of go along almost towards the mountain. Maybe we'll see streams or something like that along that way.
Okay, you can always mark off where you want me to go. You can actually control the X yourself.
Yeah. I was gonna say, guys, that we try to go over here.
Okay. That will be a 2nd day of travel. I will roll the survival check. Gray, you've rolled a natural 2. The natural 2, with your +5 bonus, goes to a 7. When you roll a 7, this is what happens. Luckily, you get no change in your exhaustion level, which is good. But, Gray, you are not able to find any food. during this journey. You guys are forced to finish up the rest of your 2 days of rations. You no longer have any more rations. So you do not suffer hunger or thirst yet. Things are getting a little bit more anxious because before you were able to find some animals to hunt. This time, nothing. This place is a dead land.
How close are we now to the? Since I can't see.
1, 2, 3. You
Four
are.
squares, or 4 more hexes.
You are 40. You're about 40 miles away.
That's 4 hexes. Did somebody say?
That's 4 hexes. Now, you can, if you travel at a regular pace, it's 2 days. If you travel you can travel at a super fast pace as well. But fast paces guarantee exhaustion.
Yeah.
No matter what we roll.
Yeah, let's just keep traveling at 2. Let's do just slow and steady.
Okay.
Okay,
In the meantime, I'll check the guy's body a little bit more to see if there's anything like we missed.
Oh, thank you. You already have 3 inspirations. I can't give you any more, but as you kind of do a second round on this guy's body, you realize that he was hiding something inside his boot.
Figure out what's going on.
This thing that he's hiding inside his boot, you guys saw it before. Remember the amulet on Aline? That looked like this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what this person must have stolen this amulet and is hidden away in his boot.
He either stole it from Aleem or from one of his men.
Yeah, probably from Aleem, because you saw Aleem wearing it, and Aleem looked like he was really treasuring this.
When we saw Aleem right before he died, was he wearing it?
You don't remember. Everything was going so fast, and he was getting bitten in half.
Okay, even with the keen mind feat, I wouldn't remember it.
You didn't catch a glimpse. He was wearing this it's an amulet. He was wearing it as a necklace. So you kind of look at it. There's some sort of magic in it, but you can't really put your finger on what kind of magic it is.
I can identify it.
The identify does not reveal what kind of magic it is. It is some sort of vague magic. It is not a specific spell, but it is definitely charged with powerful arcane magic. You don't know how to release it.
So, and identify is unable to identify it.
It's not a spell.
Okay, but it wouldn't tell me the properties of this magic item.
From what you can gather from your from examining it, it is vaguely some form of let me think about what school of magic would be most appropriate to.
Well, if I was casting detect magic, I can detect if there's magic, and if so, what school. Identify would tell me what the magical properties of the magical item are, and if there's a spell cast on it, what spell.
Yeah. So hold on. Let me tell you what the closest thing. So the magic itself is very, very vague. It's attached to some sort of contingency where you can't find out the actual property of the magic until that contingency or that special thing is met. There's some vague kind of transmutation kind of energy glowing from it. You think it's some sort of transmutation power.
Okay, but identify would tell me that it's a contingent, some sort of transmutation.
Yeah.
Contingent.
Yeah, as far as you know, because identify will work if it's a spell.
I was gonna say, I'm looking at the description for identify right now. It says, I choose one object that I must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. I learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, I learn which spell created it. Creature, I can learn what spells, if any, are affecting it.
So with your identify spell, the exact properties of this item are hidden from you, even with the identify spell. But you can tell that this spell, once a contingency is met, you would be able to know all of its exact properties. If the contingencies are not met because of the way the spell has been weaved around this item, you're not going to be. You can't figure out just from you looking at this item. You have to meet some sort of special contingency to have it work. That I'll give you that. It's a transmutation type magic that is latent inside this item. So if you can find the contingency that releases the properties of it, you will know the properties of it.
Interesting. So, and then Gregory will just be like, "Oh, that's interesting." So
I'll just kind of add it to your inventory for now.
Okay. So it's got transmutation magic, but it's a contingency. With a contingency, huh? Interesting.
You realize that there are a lot of magic users that are very, very smart in how they create their magical items, and they know how to hide from your detection.
Oh yeah, I think there is a spell out of game. I know there's a spell that can actually make it so that identify doesn't work on it, like for magic items and spells and stuff.
All right, so that's all you find on. That's the only. I mean, you search this guy thoroughly, and you search the body, and that's about it in what you can find on him.
All right. Well, I mean, that's still pretty good.
Okay. Do we want to?
Yes, let me know when you're ready to continue.
You got. So there's like a grouping of rocks. Do we want to head towards the grouping of rocks that's 2 hexes away?
You can see it. The grouping of rocks is actually mountains. To the north.
Worried about spiders again, guys,
or find out if the real White Plume Mountain is somewhere among these areas.
Oh.
But we're not going to know until.
Okay.
So the location marked on the map is about 40 miles or 4 hexes from your location, regardless of which path you take. Well, unless you really go around, then it's a lot more.
Yeah. We are still trying to head towards the circle, I assume, right, guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's the mark on the map.
Okay. I say we move over to here. Oop.
You mean here? Okay,
Right
that is
there.
2 hexes of travel for the day, and I will roll a survival.
I roll advantage. Do I have any inspiration?
You do, and you could have. You know what? I'm gonna roll a second time and use your inspiration. Give you the advantage. Okay, with advantage. Guess what? You roll a 20 with advantage. On a 20, you find an oasis.
And an oasis.
You find the party. Gray, you very cleverly you detect an oasis, and the party is able to kind of go and find a source of water. Anytime there's a source of water, there's definitely sources of food over there. When you find an oasis with the long rest, you eliminate all hunger and exhaustion. However, you didn't have any hunger or exhaustion. However, at this time, we're going to roll.
We are minus 1 hunger.
At this time, you roll a random. You go and you examine the oasis. You take a look around. It looks pretty safe. There are some crocodiles that you hunt for food. And you can rest here, and the oasis location will stay here, of course. And you can rest here safely and obtain food and water and recharge.
All right.
I think we should figure out a way to mark this location so that we know
I've
to
already
go back
marked
to it.
You see that? You see the token on your map. It's already marked on your map. It will always be there.
All
So
right.
You
so
can
now
always come back to this spot as an oasis and recharge all exhaustion and food and hunger.
Oh,
As long as there's not something else in the oasis.
no.
Because just like the African Serengeti, whenever you have a big water gathering, all living things want to go towards that water gathering. That includes dangerous living things.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
But right now, luckily you take a very close look around, a close inspection. You don't find anything that's threatening. You find some crocodiles that you're able to hunt and get food from.
I'm going to clean off in the oasis, get some of the dust and grime and stuff at the desert off of me.
Yeah, not a bad idea. And then, yeah, I was like, that's interesting. And nobody found this oasis. Like, I know in ancient civilizations, whenever they were around in the desert, they would, if they find an oasis, they'd usually build their cities around them.
As far as you know, there are no civilizations in the Anauroch ever since
No, there hasn't been for
ever
thousands
since
of years.
ever since the death of the Netheril.
Netheril.
Yeah, when the Netheril died, the civilization died. They created the Anauroch, and no civilization you know of has been able to successfully live in the Anauroch since.
Hey, John, I'm going to suggest that you fill your ring up. It should be attuned to you by now with whatever the spells you want to put in there, so that way you'll get your spell slots back after we rest.
Yep, I completely agree.
Yeah, just mark off somewhere or put a notation either in a note or your character sheet what spells you are storing.
So guys, what do you think we should put now? I mean, let me look at the ring. I can't remember. I thought it was
The ring
I guess 5 slots worth.
Yeah, it can hold 5 slots worth of spells of any school and any class. So you can have 1 level 5 spell or 5 level 1 spells or any combination thereof.
I think
And
we should do healing, like cure wounds. But I like to do. What do you say?
I just wanted to confirm that, I mean, the rule we have been doing is, since Olaf, and he casts at the max no matter what he does, I still can downcast, I guess. Right? So, like, I have Cure Wounds, and
Yeah,
you've been putting, like...
I have
We've
cure
been putting-
wounds too. So did you want to do 4? I mean, I can cast up to 4 cure wounds. I was gonna. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, which do you
Just a
think is
couple
best?
things I'll bring up in the Ring of Spell storing. Number 1 is that Olaf, I don't think you, even as a warlock, I'm not sure you're allowed to cast a spell that's a lower level, because all your spells have to be cast at the highest at your present high level.
Which is good. So how much healing does your healing do?
But the problem is he's going to consume 4 spell slots.
Well, that's the thing, is yeah.
And how much
Nice.
does it heal though?
Well, the 4d8 plus 3? Or, no, you would probably just get 4d8 at my charisma.
Another thing about the Ring of Spell storing is whatever DC it is to save against the spell that you put in there goes to the DC of the person who cast it in there, with one exception, and that the exception is counterspell. If you cast a counterspell from the Ring of Spell storing, you have to use your own intelligence if it's to try to counter a higher level spell. But anything else, like if you want to cast Fireball, the DC to save against the Fireball is the person who cast it inside the ring.
Counterspell, the check for that
It's
is
a flat intelligence check, not Arcana. It used to be Arcana. During the playtest of 5th edition, I remember Counterspell was an Arcana check, and it just broke the game. But,
what it actually is, it's a check of your whatever your spell casting ability is. So for me, I'm a wizard, it would be intelligence. For a paladin like John Ashford, it would be charisma.
Right. Well, I won't do a I'm not going to do counterspell. It's I was just thinking, some type of healing. But,
What is your cure wounds? How much does it heal?
It's level 4, so it'd be 48.
But I have cure wounds.
John.
That just do there's the 1d8. So if you want to
Okay.
put the 48 in, and I'll do what would you rather do?
Well,
a
if
1d8?
I was gonna say if you can do cure wounds at level 1 is probably better because all you guys
Can he upcast cure wounds to do it as a second level spell?
John can
and put two of them in there.
John can upcast. However, Olaf cannot downcast. His spells are all level 4. He can't downcast a spell.
Well,
I don't think you're allowed to as a warlock.
I'm going to suggest upcasted 2 cure wounds and then 1 maybe lesser restoration if you have that.
I do have lesser restoration. Nope, I don't have lesser restoration. Sorry, because I got rid of that because I can do the lay on hands.
I think I have that, so I could cast that on. I mean, if that's agreeable to everybody, or if there's another like 1 level spell that you think would be helpful, then. But I think 2 upcasted cure wounds would probably be good.
that would make more sense than just having 1 big cure wounds in it because.
Well, lesser restoration is a second level spell.
Oh, okay. Well.
Anyways, I was gonna say that it's better to have with cure wounds. Unfortunately, you have to be within touch range.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
The range of touch.
Yeah, healing word you don't. Healing word, however, doesn't heal as much. It's very good for getting somebody up who's unconscious that you can't get to.
I don't have healing word.
All right.
Olaf, do you have healing word?
I do not have healing word. I have my healing light, which is healing
Oh,
word.
I see. So that's the moot point then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we putting a bunch of first level cure wounds in there?
I would still do 2 upcasts because then you could do more healing and with 1 cast. It'd take 2 actions to do the same amount of healing.
Okay.
But then,
so an upcast would be for me when you cast second level, it increases. So it's 2d8 for me. It's 2d8.
Yeah, well,
okay.
technically, casting 2 level 1 cure wounds is slightly more because you add your spellcasting modifier to it. It's a little bit more. It's a couple more hit points, technically.
Yeah, but it's another action.
Yeah, it's 2 actions.
I think we should have. Yeah, I think that we should have a bunch of the planes, maybe even a bless, and then 1 bless, and then 4 cure wounds. That's what I think.
yeah.
I think that would
That's
be
fine.
And I think that's not a bad choice at all. But
for the most part, chances are
You can always change it if we decide something's better. But
for the most part, you're probably going to be using cure wounds on me. You have to run up to me to get me up, most likely, and then I would end up like healing anyone else that's out there. Really, that's usually what ends up happening.
Okay.
So, anyways, keep track of that.
All right, so I will put a bless on, and then so in the cure, the ring of spell curing, we'll put 4 cure wounds and then 1 bless.
all right, sounds great.
Fair deal.
All right.
You sure you don't want to put any offensive spells in it?
No, I don't think I want to put any offensive spells in it.
Like a fireball or something?
Nope. I think I'm good.
All right. You guys had a very good lucky break. You found an oasis. So now in the future, when you come by this area, if you come by this area, you can go right to the oasis. All your exhaustion and hunger issues will be solved at the oasis, assuming you don't get a horrible encounter there.
Alright, now.
So what I'm playing highly nerfed survival rules with you guys.
Okay. The question is, guys, do we want to just rush into this? location we're heading to,
It's,
once we get there?
The place marked off on the map is 20 miles away. You can reach it by the end of this day if you were to go at a regular pace.
Well, the problem is, I would say we reach it by the end of the day, but then we take another long rest and then we start fresh.
Okay.
That's what I think we should do.
Well, right now you don't have any
Idea where we're.
you don't have any damage, and the spell slots you used are taken up during your travel here, so you don't have any used up spell slots either. But you do what you want.
Yep,
So are you
sounds
ready
good.
to go?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you're gonna.
I'll refill my water skin with water from the oasis before we leave.
Yes, that's another thing. In the Oasis, not only are you able to hunt and stuff like that, but you do refill your water and your food supply. It will last you another 2 days of food and water. So you don't have to worry about thirst and hunger for another 2 days, but you can still get the exhaustion from being blasted from the sands. So in this system, it is possible to die from exposure to the desert. It's just very, very unlikely. You'd have to be very unlucky, but the threat is there because Gray is still rolling with a +5. So you guys are not like that worthless where you're gonna just walk in the desert and die there, but it's a possibility if you get really unlucky and get some real bad rolls. All right, so you guys are, I'm assuming, travel normal pace to your destination, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, you're traveling at a normal pace. You get to the part marked with the X on the map. At first, you don't see anything because the sands are just kind of like boiling up and creating like a wall of difficult. You can't see anything, but as you kind of go over another big sand dune, finally you see a speck of something in the horizon. And as the party approaches that speck, you realize that it looks like a caravan of some sort. The caravan seems to have made camp. There are about 60 or 70 wagons, all kind of parked in a circle. With you don't see any people yet, but as you get closer, you see some campfires. Like clearly, these are some travelers in a caravan. How do you want to approach?
Say it was daytime or.
Now it's getting towards dusk because it took you the whole day to travel here. So getting towards evening, it's a little bit more.
So are they camped? Did you say in a circle right now? They're not moving, right?
You don't see any people, but clearly there's signs of activity because there's campfires. You see that the caravans are all wagons. They are parked in a circle. You see some pack animals like some camels kind of milling about, but no people.
Guards or anything around the perimeter of the.
No guards.
Of the caravan?
No guards, no people whatsoever, but you see that it has clearly been habitated because the fire is still burning. Some of these caravans have like open doors where you see people have gone in and out.
How about noise? Do we hear any noise of shuffling or even people talking or?
No talking, no shuffling.
Okay, now looking around kind of the perimeter of the caravan, can we see any like footprints or any other kind of
you see a huge amount of footprints going every which direction. Like this place was busy. There were a lot of people here. Now they're all gone.
Were they like did the footprints go in like all directions or is it all coming from the city?
You don't see like footprints, mass migration of footprints away. Like that's what you mean. No.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for.
It is as if the people were there 1 second and then all of a sudden not there. Because you see that people were going about doing their business. And as you get closer to this caravan, you start looking around. It's really strange that there's no people at all. because it looks like there's like a half-eaten plate of food on the ground. You know, there's a little there's a little child stuffed animal on the ground.
I'm asking Gregory if it's dark enough for him to put on his cloak.
It's not
to
dark
see
enough.
if he can. Oh.
So if I put on my robe of eyes,
You
would
will
I
be completely blind, and your robe of
All
eyes
right,
would
so
scream
I'm
in your
gonna say,
in your head.
I will not do that. So
Good idea.
but it does seem weird that this camp looks like it's been deserted.
Yes, but if it has been deserted, you would see footprint like Gray brought up. You would see footprints migrating away because this is sand.
Yeah,
You can't escape that.
I know Olaf is going to be on high alert, like looking everywhere, like something's not right. Something might sneak up on us.
Yeah, Olaf, everywhere you look, you see signs of life. It looks like and you don't. It's not like you see that there has to be women and children and like non-fighting people involved too, because you see clothes drying. You see little stuffed animals from kids, that belong to a child. You see like meals that are half eaten. You see like a desert rabbit that's still roasting on a fire.
Wow.
Invisibility prepared, otherwise I would have cast that.
So as you walk around these wagons, you see that the wagons are all arrayed. There's about 60 or so wagons all arranged in a circle. A bunch of camels kind of milling about. Most of them are tied to a post, and there's an inner circle of 4 wagons as well.
Do we notice anything odd about them?
Same as before. You see that the campfire is burning in the middle of these wagons. Despite the campfire being there, there's no people.
That's odd. Why would people desert a camp and leave their campfires going unless this is a trap?
Well, guys, I think
could be hiding.
I'm gonna say we either give a cheery hello or we.
Yep, let's do the cheery.
Well, what are you doing with this body that you guys kind of brought with you?
Well, I think this might be a safe place to try to raise him or revive him or whatever.
Well, we can't because we don't. Or wait, gentle repose.
Dead.
Oh yeah,
We have the ability to raise him, but I don't know.
Unless his people are here at this caravan.
Right, and which I think it is, and I think that's what we should, we should possibly say.
Did he tell us what his name was?
He never told you his name. Never had the chance.
He did say, find Tariq.
Yeah, he
I
told us
think
to
his
find.
No, his character, his token is named Tariq. That is his name, but he never told you. You never had the chance.
He did say
you were kind of like communicating with him a little bit. He kind of warned you that this is a trap and an ambush, and he's going to snuff out this green flame before the battle started.
But then when he died, he did say find someone.
Say that, didn't he? I don't have my notes. I might have made a.
What I remember with my keen mind feat.
Oh yes, I forgot you. So your keen mind feat says he did say find Tariq.
Kareem, okay.
Tariq.
Tariq.
Well, maybe we just start saying, "Hey, Tariq, is there a Tariq here?"
Right.
I think that's the way we go. And
You yell out, "Is there a Tariq here?" And somebody replies, "You're not sure from which direction." He says, "Who knows my name?"
Olaf will say, unfortunately, not us well enough. We have a what we believe is a fellow friend of yours who perished during a attempt to overthrow Aliel.
The voice replies, "Was it you who are responsible for his death?"
We
No,
tried our best.
he saved us, and we was trying to escape with him, and what's his name's men actually killed him. One of his golems did.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a persuasion for you, Gray.
I'm not very good at that, but
That's why I was trying to tell him all that.
I'm going to roll your persuasion. You got a +0. Well, Gray, you roll a nat 20
whoa.
on your persuasion.
Yeah, I think I want you to roll for me all the time.
Yeah, from now on, you don't control your character sheet. Gray, you are as you explain yourselves, all of a sudden, about 9 people that were previously invisible, magically invisible, but unbeknownst to Gregory, because he cannot put it on his rolled eyes, so he couldn't have seen them. They appear. All around you, surrounding you.
So I just let him know that we are. He told us to try to find you, and we was trying to get out. And I don't know if any of you have any means, but our wizard cast. What was that you cast?
A gentle repose on his body to preserve it.
So,
in order to preserve the body, so you still may be able to save him.
So all these people appear. They are all cloaked and masked. They all have their weapons drawn, clearly not trusting you at all. And one of them goes over and takes Khalil's body and kind of drags him along, drags him over. And then you see their leader come out. The person who clearly is that Tariq character that was talking to you. And he drops to his knees in front of Khalil's body. And he says, "My son, what have... Oh, how you have perished." And Tariq turns to you and says, "So if you're not responsible, tell me how it happened."
And nod towards Olaf to let him go ahead and speak.
And you can see these people, they're not attacking you, but they clearly appear to be very wary and openly kind of drawing their weapons, and looks like they will strike if you do anything funny. Like they don't trust you at all.
Khalil, he fought bravely against the oppressors of your great purple worm god. He did release him, and he took down the fake mountain that was drawing many adventurers there. He was a honored warrior who saved us, and we did our best to try to save him.
Okay, roll me a persuasion from your part.
That one.
Who said that?
Pretty close. You didn't roll that well. So Tariq, he still looks at you with very wary eyes, and he says, "My son did what he was sent to do. He has summoned the great Shaitan to put down the abomination that Alim has erected upon that mountain." He says, "Oh, but my heart hurts so much upon his death." And then he looks at you guys. He says, "Then I suppose I should thank you for bringing his remains back to me." He says, "You say, we don't trust you. Even for what you've done, we trust no outsiders. But you have done me a great kindness, and I will allow you to stay here if you wish to rest and recuperate and resupply. But I want you out of my camp tomorrow." You can see he's overtaken with grief.
That's fair. Can you answer some questions for us?
He turns over to you slowly. Ask.
We are here to seek the Great White Plume Mountain, and it appears that it's not far from here. Is that correct?
Many have come to seek White Plume Mountain. They are hungering for adventure and honor and bravery, but they disrespect the land and they disrespect Shaitan.
We are not ones that are searching for honor, glory, and those type of things.
Then what do you seek upon the wastes of the Anauroch? For we have seen no one for hundreds of years surviving here by ourselves until that cursed edict from Caraptus brought these adventurers here.
We're just looking to try to make things that are right. We know Caraptus is an evil being, and we are
He
on a quest.
As you say Caraptus, he kind of turns around angrily. You know nothing! Caraptus is the very blight upon the universe. And you can see that he's got this crazy look in his eyes.
Well, then we are in agreement. So, I guess with that, we will rest and take our leave. And
so another person comes up to you. He introduces himself. It's like, "Hello, I am Sabine. I can help you resupply. If you wish to survive in the Anauroch, you are going to need some pack animals. You're going to need supplies. You look like you have none. And I will open up the shop for Desert Merchant, where Sabine offers to sell you things that will help you on your on your journey. And offers to buy stuff you want to sell.
okay. Well, definitely we're going to sell the fake magic items.
Sure. I'll go over to the guy that I say the bee emblem brooch thing. Do you think they would be interested in that?
As you show this to Sabine, he draws back and he calls Tariq over. Tariq says, "Where did you get that?"
We say
that is cursed.
We say his brave son took it off another. We found this on your son, hoping to find refuge with you guys.
On Khalil? Why would he touch such a thing?
Back to you, since he told us to try to find you.
I'm not sure why he would touch it, but what I do know is that it's nice to know that. So you know about this item?
He looks at you. He says, "Yes, I do, but I don't trust you."
Okay, which is understandable, but I tried identifying it. All I know was that it had transmutation magic with a contingency.
He says, "If I were you, I would leave it in the desert and bury it for the remainder of all time."
Khalil gave his life that we could have this to stop Caraptus from continuing to destroy this place.
And you see Tariq kind of walk over to his son, and you can see that he's overcome with grief. And then he turns around and he looks at you, and he kind of goes back to his son. And after a couple of excruciating moments, Tariq finally speaks. He says, "It is probably blasphemy. It is probably wrong for me to say this and to ask this. But I cannot but suffer the pain of losing my only son." He says, as you can see, Khalil is dead. But there's magic that is preserving his body. And he turns to you, he says, "There is ancient magic that can raise the dead to life. I'm sure you, being experienced adventurers, know of this. But those who die in Anauroch cannot be raised by simple magic. No, they require the magic of those who created the Anauroch, the magic of the Netheril." He says, "We have sworn to never reveal the secrets of the Anauroch. But the pain of losing my son, I cannot bear it. I have nothing left in life but my love for my son, and so I make this choice, perhaps selfishly." He turns to you, he says, "I will give you what you seek if you help me."
Of course.
Of course, we will do what we can.
He says, "Far away in the Anauroch desert, many, many nights and days travel from here. There is a secret place, a place guarded by an evil being. The evil being guards one of the last remnants of the Netheril, the last artifacts of Netheril power, a rod of resurrection. If you be skilled enough and can bring me this rod of resurrection so that I can bring my son back, I will tell you what you want to know about Caraptus."
We will need some help getting to this place. We are not familiar with these lands.
"We will help you traverse these lands, and we will help you avoid the wrath of Shaitan. For we are the Shaitani. Our lives and our very existence is devoted to the Shaitan, and to preserve and keep away the dark secrets of the fall of the Netheril. And so we have done for hundreds of years. Even to tell you of this ancient Netheril artifact may be considered by some of us as blasphemy. But I cannot but do what I need to do to bring my son back. For the pain, I cannot bear it." And he asks for your map. And you hand him over the map. And he marks something on the map. He says, "Go there, look upon the sands, and say the ancient Netherese word, Simolasas, and you shall find the place where the artifact is hidden."
What guards the artifact?
It is a blasted, twisted spirit, a creation of the Netheril, a fairy spirit that knows nothing but anger, pain, and disappointment at the fall of the Empire.
Very well. How long will it take us to get there?
He shows you that it is several. He says, possibly 1 week's journey hence, but with some camels, you can get there much faster.
That's what I was hoping. We would be able to be a little quicker with your assistance.
And Sabine says, I can help you with this. He says, we do not have the resources to give you free camels, but I can certainly sell you some. For a reasonable price.
Unfortunately, we've given much of our money. And can 2 people ride per camel?
Yes, a camel can hold up to 2 people. It can hold up to 300 pounds of stuff.
So we will need 3 camels.
What's the best price you can give us?
Let me check. It is in the shop.
300 gold pieces.
Yeah.
So,
are
yes, you have desert pack camels for 300 gold each. There are 8 available that they have that they can spare, that you can purchase.
Yeah.
I'll just.
only need 3.
I thought we two. Didn't he say 2 people could ride on 1 camel?
Yes, 2
Yeah, but we
people
have
can
gear
ride on
too.
1.
Pardon?
We have gear, so I was thinking 3 just in case.
Okay, I'll purchase 3 camels.
Okay, I will subtract that. Gray, you have 10,914 gold. I will subtract 900 for 3 camels.
And I see there's tents in here. I'm just wondering how helpful are the tents?
You have that little hut thing.
Well, it just creates a little bubble. It doesn't I don't think, protect us from the sun, really. I don't know if getting a tent helps shelter us from the heat type of deal.
It will, but like I said, unfortunately, it will not make a difference in how much the sands of the Anauroch rack your bodies. You can.
Okay.
So Sabine tells you. He says, "Beware, the Anauroch will wear down your soul. The only things that can cure the exhaustion from the Anauroch are food and water that has arisen from the Anauroch itself. You see, for us, we were born to the Anauroch. We live our whole lives in the Anauroch." He says, "We do not suffer the same exhaustion that you would. Our bodies naturally have adapted to the blight of the spell weave. Even though magic in this camp itself is forbidden, our whole bodies itself are glowing with arcane energy."
I mentioned to Gray that there's arrows, +1 arrows. I don't know if you want any of those.
I think I have plenty of arrows, actually.
Okay.
I think I have. I don't know if it's this game, but I have 3. I have a few +1 arrows too.
Okay.
No, I think a heavy-duty water skin might come in handy here.
Let's get a couple of them. 2 days worth of water.
Well, and how long? He said it would be a week.
Well, it's an estimate because as I can measure it, but let me see.
He said less with the camels. It said be weak. It'd be a week if we.
Approximately 170 miles, but that is assuming you can go through the mountains, which you probably can't.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit longer than that. It's got 170 miles. That is 17 hexes. If you break down 17 hexes, camels go 1 extra hex a day. So if you divide that by 3, it'll be for there and back. It might be up to a week.
Yeah.
Is there any rations that we can buy here at this store that'll help us?
There are
extend
rations
our.
You can.
Well,
buy
you guys
rations.
can.
Yes, there are rations at the store, and you can not only buy rations, but you can put rations on a camel to help you.
Well, why don't we do that, guys? How much are the rations?
1 gold piece.
Oh, really? How many rations can we conveniently carry? How many days worth, I guess, can we get, and how much rations will I have to be able to buy to accommodate, say, all the way there, or would I be able to get enough rations to do that?
You couldn't get enough rations to go all the way there. It'll be pretty costly.
Oh,
So technically, rations are 1 ration per character per day. Technically.
okay, so 2 weeks. We're estimating, maybe. So
You can buy 2 weeks worth of rations. That is 2. Oh man, why did I force myself to do all this math? I should have just made it 1
2
flat
weeks,
free.
2 weeks worth of rations. That's 14 of them.
Okay, yes. You have 4 people.
60 rations. Roughly for 2 weeks.
Yeah, about 60 rations. You can certainly fit 60 rations and a bunch of water on one of the pack camels. They hold
All
up to
right, I'll
300
purchase-
pounds.
56 of them. Or 60
So about-
roughly, so you got an extra 4 days worth just in case, for good measure.
The thing that's intriguing me is the dust of disappearance. Just so you know, Gray.
As you inquire about the dust of disappearance, Sabine tells you, you see, we have ancient techniques to filter the sands of the Anauroch. Over the course of many, many weeks, we filter just the right grains, enough to create bags of dust of disappearance. Takes months to create 1 bag, but we have a lot of time and a lot of sand.
Anyway, just to let you know, Gray, so the dust of disappearance, when you use an action to throw the dust into the air, you and each creature and object within 10 feet of you become invisible for 2d4 minutes. The duration is the same for all subjects,
Yes.
and
Because of their production, it appears that everybody has thrown some dust of disappearance when you guys showed up, just to ambush you because they weren't sure about you. Now that Tariq has declared that you guys are welcome in the camp, you see that everybody gets out of their invisibility, and you see the camp is actually dozens and dozens of people, entire families, kind of gathered together with women and children. So not all of them are actually even fighters. Most of the fighters are just around you guys, keeping an eye on you.
Invisibility act like regular invisibility, and in other words, if you attack, that you will become visible.
Yes, it acts like magical invisibility.
Okay. And how much is it?
364. I know I'm going to buy one.
Yeah, I'll purchase one of those as well.
Okay. I'll probably...
Actually, I'll purchase 2.
Now, did somebody already spend 60 gold on the rations, or is that something that we're each doing ourselves?
I think Gray will buy it.
I have purchased rations on behalf of Gray. So you
Yes.
guys are well stocked on rations. You will not suffer thirst or hunger during your trip.
All right, cool.
Unless your
So,
camel dies, which I can't guarantee, or something happens to your pack camel, which I'm not going to say one way or another. Gray, I am purchasing 2 dusts of disappearance for your character.
Yeah, I want to give one of them to John.
Perfect. All right. Now, I do have a question about the dust of disappearance. Does that act just like a regular spell of disappearance? If you attack, you become visible, or
Yes, it acts like an invisibility spell.
Okay, perfect.
Now, the only thing I think the only 2 items that I want out of this if we go on camelback, that's less conspicuous than taking a wagon. In case we don't want to get spotted by anybody. Otherwise, a wagon would be awesome. But for me, I was thinking about one of those heavy-duty water skins and that vicious quarterstaff.
Well, shop's open. You buy what you want.
All right. So I'm gonna do. Actually, should I buy heavy-duty water skins for everybody?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. So there's 4 of us. So that's
Well, but how long will they last?
each
2 days.
2 days. So that's what I'm saying. We're gonna have guides. Are they going to be able to bring us to from water spot to water spot?
He doesn't offer to send guides with you.
Well, they're going to help us get there. They said.
No, he just showed you where it is and is giving you supplies.
Yeah. And
Oh,
if we
then
go
we're going
by-
to need to ask for Oasis locations then, because I don't know if we're going to be able to carry enough supplies.
Yeah.
Which if we stop at the Oasis, we can fill those water skins, each one up to 2 days worth of water.
I'm assuming they'd probably fill our
So-
water skins up for us
So
here at
when
the
you-
caravan
when you
before
ask
we
him-
left.
When you ask him about Oasis locations, he says, "Did you not know the magic of the Anauroch? Did you not know that oases will move?
They were what?
They can disappear and reappear in different places."
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. That why nobody has built a city around them or anything like that.
Also, not many people can survive out here unless they can tolerate the weave of chaos magic that is constantly berating them through the sands.
Well, there's that, yeah. Which the chaos weave is probably the reason why these oases move. Plus the fact that, yeah. But I guess that explains. But the idea of the
Oases
chaos
will
magic-
appear, but they disappear after 4 to 5 months and appeared in different locations. So we can never know where they are.
Oh,
He said, "It is
Okay.
only through ingenuity that we keep ourselves alive and well stocked with water and food."
So basically, I assume that we'd have to roll a survivability dice after we run out of the water, or just save the water in reserve until we get a bad
You
roll.
still have to roll survival in order to see how much exhaustion you suffer. The food and water is taken care of. I actually thought when I designed this, I thought that you got food and water was going to be a problem because you had Ragmir who could create food and water.
Yeah.
But since you don't have that, you are able to buy enough rations to take care of food and water. So that's not a problem. But exhaustion is still a problem. The amount of beratement of the sands and sandstorms when you travel will make you exhausted. And unfortunately, it's a magical exhaustion that doesn't go away with just resting. If you rest at an oasis, yes.
I guess my question is then, if he buys us all the heavy duty skins,
okay.
and then we have our regular skins, then how many days of water do we have? And if we roll
like
well,
I said, for simplicity, we are putting food and water together.
Okay.
Yeah,
then
so
I'm
the rations
good
cover
then.
it. The rations cover it.
Okay.
The rations have little canisters of water with them.
All right, that
Little
works.
carton of milk. Little carton of milk. They don't spoil because they're like jerkies and stuff. They don't taste great, but they'll keep you alive.
I did add the 4 heavy-duty water skins to the cart, but they disappeared and they're not on the inventory anymore.
Did you click buy?
I don't think so. No, I didn't.
So that's why.
I threw
I
the
think I
vicious-
did that by accident.
Okay. Well, and I
Oh,
threw
this
a
is
vicious-
why. Yeah, this is why you can't. Only one person can use the shop at the same time. Unfortunately, the way the extension is coded, if you have 2 people buying stuff at the same time, it goes into random inventories and stuff.
Okay, well, I'm buying that vicious quarterstaff because I like the idea of it.
Make sure you actually have it because sometimes when
Gray
some,
bought the dust of disappearance. I bought the vicious quarterstaff. And who bought the water skins?
Olaf did.
I'm trying to see that on the chat here.
Well, as long as that he has them, I guess we're
Yeah, I
good.
got him.
Alright, Olaf, you have the water
Yep.
skin?
Yep.
Alright, and I bought myself the vicious quarterstaff because I just read the description of what it can do, and I'm like, oh, if I ever end up in melee combat, I can use that. If I roll, it'll work like a regular quarterstaff, but if I crit, I can basically do 46 bludgeoning damage on a crit.
It's not bad.
And it doesn't require attunement, so yay. The likelihood that I'll be using it for that in that context is slim, but I think it's like a good melee DPS, even though I'm not really Gregory Marsh is not really a melee DPS guy, he's more of a utility caster, but
Okay, I'm making a group called Camels.
Being that Cayenne is not with us, I was wondering if I can sell these guys some crossbow bolts. Trade them crossbow bolts for some arrows.
Yeah,
Sure,
I think you should.
Put them in the party sheet. Unfortunately, you can't sell through the store, so I have to sell it for you.
Okay, I'll just remove them from my inventory. I just want to actually trade them for arrows. I just want to hold on for some arrows just in case Gray ever needs them. That's all.
You could just stick them in the bag of holding.
Yeah, I mean that's why I keep my bolts, because I remember Cayenne, bless his soul, would run out of bolts every once in a while.
I see.
So, yeah. I'm just gonna do a trade. Call these arrows and call it a day. Alright.
I'm just cleaning up the combat tracker. I have your camels. All right, you guys have your mission in front of you. So you guys, obviously, you rest for the rest of the day here, and you are, you guys, you guys can rest, recuperate, recharge. You get a good meal, and get ready to set out. And then the next day comes.
Good morning, guys.
When you wake up, you see a bunch of little children are kind of playing around. They look at you curiously. It's like they haven't seen many outsiders, and then their caretaker comes and kind of shoos them away, very distrustful of you.
Well, after a good night's rest, I guess we get on the road.
Try to have a meal with these guys before we take off, or just get
Okay.
going?
You can have some breakfast. They provide you with plenty of food. They won't eat with you. They won't sit down with you. They're not that friendly. They kind of give you your own space and your own tent and everything.
Well, Olaf would try to help those who are cooking, obviously, but
They distrustfully politely ask you to go away. It's very obvious that they are very distrustful of outsiders. This is probably the first time they've seen outsiders in their camp, and it's obvious. It appears that it is the will some of them kind of look at you so distrustfully that they kind of got this angry look at you. It seems that whatever Tariq has done, he's done on his own, making this deal with you. He's done so on his own volition, and this is something that's generally not allowed inside this camp.
Ask Tariq if there's any last minute advice on how to handle the creature that we're going up against before we leave.
Tariq says, unfortunately, what I know of this fairy creature has been passed down to me by my father and his father's father and his father, or 200 generations. We don't go to this place. As a matter of fact, it is not allowed for the Shaitani to go to the places of the ancient Netheril. But there's no rule against outsiders. Simply that you are not to even know of this place.
I asked if he has a suggestion about the best way to go.
He
Go
says,
above the...
I would avoid the mountains. He says, there are creatures there you do not want to encounter.
Okay. Hey guys. Grab our camels and go.
You guys mount your camels, so you have 3 camels, two of you packed on each camel, and then the third camel carrying all of your rations as you set off into the desert. So now that you have camels, your daily travel speed is 3 hexes. You can push harder and do extra exhaustion, or you can go very carefully and travel 2 hexes. If you travel very carefully, there's no chance you'll be surprised by any random encounters.
Right. I think that with the camels we go 3. I still think we should push on. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Yeah, just
What we
mark
planned
off,
for,
mark
so-
off your destination. You have control of that X. So mark off your, just push it towards your destination, and we'll roll. Okay, so you are traveling regular pace. You still roll survivals.
Can I get guidance for the survival roll from?
Oh yeah, I probably should be doing that.
All right, I will roll a survival, and then I'll roll a d4.
The D4.
You have neither worsening or bettering of exhaustion for this travel.
Good, I guess.
No, that's very good. You don't want you don't want to pile up 3 levels of exhaustion.
No, we don't.
no.
You do get an encounter roll. Oh, I'm sorry. You moved the wrong thing. It was supposed to be.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
something was in the way.
What did that? Oh boy. The encounter roll rolls back a wild magic surge. During your adventures, as you are moving, you realize that when you try to cast any sort of spell, it kind of slows down in your hands. Your spellcasting time of one action will now your spellcasting time of one action speeds up to 1 bonus action.
Oh, wow.
But that's only for this small period of time. It may not even be relevant.
Wait.
You realize that the weave has affected your magic casting. But that's only for the rest of this travel day.
Wait, it slowed down our spellcast?
No, it's sped up your spellcasting.
Okay.
But unfortunately, it's not very relevant since you're not necessarily casting spells at this time. Okay, we're good for this day of travel. Mark off your next
really quick.
Mark off your next destination part. You guys are doing extremely well in terms of the survival. I think I made it too easy. I was thinking about how bad I want to make it. kind of like, torn on it. And I'm like, do I want to make it real bad and gritty? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't be fair if you died in the desert of starvation or something. Okay, another 3 hexes of travel. I will roll your survival. You have no change in exhaustion. However, we do get a random encounter roll here as well. Oh boy. I'm going to roll a d4. 1 Gray, 2 Gregory, 3 Olaf, and 4 John. One Gray. Gray, you're always the unfortunate one who gets the front end.
Why doesn't it?
Gray, your skin turns blue from the magic in the desert. Just a really, really kind of outlandish shade of sky blue. As you guys are moving along, you kind of look at Gray, you're like, what the hell? His skin just begins to kind of morph and change, and the pigment turns all blue. It doesn't affect your mechanics for now, but your skin is blue.
I'm a Smurf. Smurf Ranger.
Yeah, I'm going to add that as a condition.
You feeling all right there, Gray?
Right now, I'm feeling okay. He's just looking a little weird.
Yeah, interesting. Let's take note of it.
All right, and that is the end of that travel cycle. You may mark your next location. A 9 offers no change to your exhaustion. A Gray, you are pathfinding like a pro here. You're finding the least exposure path, goes circling around dunes so the party doesn't get blasted by this toxic sand, keeping them from getting overly exhausted from the smell.
How am I feeling?
You're feeling fine, but you're blue.
I tell the guys, I said, I get this funny feeling that we're being chased by a cat and some guy named Gargamel. But other than that, I feel okay.
The entire time we just hear him humming dabba dee dabba die. He blew dabba dee dabba die.
La 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 la. Okay.
Gargamel is the true antagonist of this story. We have fighting cat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm setting up something.
That's okay.
You guys have gotten away with not getting a single point of exhaustion, so you're doing great. As you guys kind of you guys are traveling, as you kind of turn around across a ridge, you look around, and this ridge is full of a couple of scattered cactuses. Hold on, I'm bringing up a map. I'm going to do, who's got the best perception? Gray, I know you
Mine's
can't. I know you can't access your character sheet, of course.
Mine's
You can
pretty
look,
high,
you can
but
look on the characters, like up in the chat or the players window.
Plus 2.
Yeah, I wanted a
think
perception
Gray has-
roll from the
Oh,
best
what? No.
perception.
Oh, that's AC. The perception
let's
is
see.
18. I think it's Gray.
Gray, you have perception. You have double proficiency in perception, or +8. I think you're the winner here. I will roll a perception for Gray. Unfortunately, you guys don't notice. We're going to roll initiative as you get into this cactus patch. Don't worry, Gray. You just tell me what you want to do, and I'll act for your character.
if I can remember all the stuff I have.
We'll figure it out.
Is this when we're making camp or still on our camel?
You're still on your camel. This is midway through the travel. You guys have a combat encounter. Let's see how these randomly generated combat encounters. Well, you guys have no exhaustion, so you should be okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think we'll be fine.
Alright.
So Gray, you as you guys are walking, Gray, you hear some rustling behind one of the cactuses. You failed to notice this before, but you guys are very close, within striking distance of some sort of creature.
Mhm.
I know you can't see the map, but no, everybody else can.
Okay.
It is your turn, actually. You are on first in initiative.
So we can't see the creatures yet,
You don't see any creatures yet.
but I kind of have a feeling I'm hearing something.
You know where one of the creatures is. It is somewhere behind one of the cactuses.
So of course I hold my hand up to tell everybody to stop. And I am going to take a ready action, shoot my bow. If I see one of a creature that seems to be aggressive, to come out from behind any of the cactuses or anywhere.
Okay. You are sitting there readying your bow, and the next thing on a turn order is one of these creatures. You see that from behind one of the cactuses, a massive snake slithers out, and you're going to shoot your bow against the snake. I will shoot this for you. Let's see if this works. You hit the snake, and you do 10 points of damage against the snake.
Yeah, I can add my swarm damage too.
Okay, I will add your swarm damage, which is d6. 1 point of swarm damage. A big arrow sinks right into the middle of the snake.
Okay.
That is the snake's turn. Oh no! Wait a second. The snake actually has to come and hit you. Sorry, that was your readied action. Snake comes right up to you, and it's got two things to do. One is that first it's going to attempt to bite you. It does manage to hit you, doing 4 points of damage. Right after it bites you, it begins to slither around you, attempting to constrict upon you. It rolls a nat 20.
So that means it succeeded.
Not only did it succeed, first, you take 7 bludgeoning damage as it squeezes you, squeezing the life out of your lungs. You are grappled and restrained with the snake around you. You're not even here to see it, but you know what's going on. Okay, next turn, another snake slithers out. Let's see, it does not have the speed, so it's going to come up to here. It's going to double move and get up to Gregory, I'm sorry. Third snake double moves and gets up to Olaf. Another snake double moves and gets up to Gray. I'm sorry, you can't see any of these, so I'm going to show them all.
I was gonna say, were they supposed to be invisible?
No, they're not. They're not. It's just my combat tracker had them invisible. Now you see them, right?
Yep, I see them now.
Olaf, it's your turn.
Is speaking at them an action?
Speaking at them? I don't think so.
Well, I will.
Unless it's like some sort of skill or something, like vicious mockery, then that would be an action.
No. It's just I'm just gonna prepare to Eldritch blast one of these snakes away, but that's gonna be going towards Gregory.
I do have to warn you, if you try to Eldritch Blast, because that snake is next to you, you're going to have disadvantage with a ranged attack.
Even if I'm attacking a snake that's not next to me?
Yeah, the whole idea is if there is a snake next to you, if there is a hostile creature next to you, you get disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Well, I'm going to yell at the snakes in the snake language that I learned from eating that human heart from Tloques. Back off, otherwise you guys are going to get destroyed. Just like this snake next to me, and I will.
So you hear Olaf scream out this bizarre, guttural kind of language. I'm checking.
Parcel tongue.
Yes, I'm checking. These snakes do not understand any languages. So the snake language that you learned is specific to the. I forgot what was. Remember the name of them? I forgot the name of those guys.
That was the thing. Unfortunately, the heart got deleted from my inventory, so I couldn't actually write down what it was.
Yeah.
But I learned snake and something else. But anyways,
it's specific to the lizard folk. I forgot the name of the snake people. Yuan-Ti, yes, Yuan-Ti. Yuan-Ti are not regular snakes. They are magical creatures that have snake-like properties.
Right.
They're intelligent. Regular snakes are just animals.
Alright, then bonus action, I will cast Shillelagh on my big ol' spoon, and then I will then cast Green Flame Blade and just try to destroy the snake right next to me. So, hit the snake.
That is a hit on the snake.
Yep. And we do that damage.
That is a kill on the snake.
And, and I did what I promised to those snakes. I'm like, back away or this is going to happen to you.
Unfortunately, you can't really intimidate the snakes. They're not intelligent enough to understand.
I didn't pass my turn.
Gregory, it's your turn. You have two huge snakes coming up against you.
All right, I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
All right.
Nice.
Target both of them and roll their checks. You have two failures.
Good.
All right. And that means I get too old to damage.
You have two kills.
All right.
Nice.
I'm setting double spell swap. Taken out and come back faster. Yeah. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. John Ashford, it's your turn.
Actually, are we still under that effect where a regular one action spell?
No, that ended the last day.
Okay.
Okay. I am moving here, and
That one's got Gray wrapped up.
Let me see. Am I still gonna be able to hit it or no?
You can still hit it.
All right, then I'll move there and gonna take a swing. and do a little damage. All right.
You kill that snake and it releases.
Phew. I let out a
right.
deep breath and said I was really turning blue.
Okay, John, from right behind the cactus that you're standing, another constrictor snake shows up. Comes up to you, attempts 2 attacks, 1 bite, 1 constrict. The bite misses, and the constrict also misses. Another constrictor snake pops out from behind this cactus, comes up to you. Same deal. A bite. That misses, and a constrict. That also misses. We have another constrictor snake coming up from over here. Let me measure the distance. It does have the distance. Gregory, it's coming at you. A bite. Ooh, it got you with that bite. For 8 damage. Now it's going to try to constrict you. It misses on the constrict as you deftly dodge out of the way. Hold on, this constrictor snake is... Olaf, you got another friend coming to meet you. Misses. And misses. Okay.
Counterspell.
What are you going to counterspell?
Just joking.
You're gonna whatever you're casting next, Gregory. Olaf's going to counterspell it. Gray, you're up. You look around and there's 4 snakes. There's 2 snakes on John, 1 snake on Olaf, and 1 snake on Gregory. You hear more stuff rustling in the bushes.
Nothing around me now, or
Nothing directly around you. There's 1 snake that is on John. It is adjacent to John and also adjacent to you.
so, attack of opportunity, I guess, is what I was. Is there one close enough to attack of opportunity?
If you were to move away from that snake, it will opportunity attack you.
I will drop my bow and draw my flame
Very good.
sword. Yeah. No,
And-
is that considered a bonus action? Is that what you told me?
It's unsheathing a weapon is not a bonus action. However, you can only do 1 unsheath or sheath per turn.
I still have a bonus action and an action to go. I guess is what I'm asking.
Unsheathing a weapon is considered part of your movement action.
Then
So it's not
the
really
one
an action.
that is adjacent to me, I wish to put Hunter's Mark on it as a
Okay.
bonus action.
Okay, very well. Done.
Okay, and I want to go ahead and take a swing at the snake.
You hit the snake.
I didn't kill it though.
No, I haven't rolled damage yet.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if you have all your scripts intact. Yes, you have your flame tongue on, your hunter's mark on. You should have sneak attack as well, but you don't even need sneak attack. You are able to take it down.
Okay, then how close am I to Gregory? Can I, if I move, can I move to him?
You are close enough to get to that snake next to him.
Okay, then I will run up to that snake and take a. I can't move my hunter's mark because I already did it, but I'll take a shot at him with my flame blade and add the sneak attack and the swarm if it's necessary if I hit it.
Okay, I put sneak attack on you. I don't remember. I'm looking for where your swarm is. I don't remember.
Put it back on there.
Yeah, I don't know where it is in your character sheet. That's okay. I will roll a d6 if your initial attack does not kill it.
It disappeared last week, remember? So maybe it's something with some of the stuff
Possibly.
that's going on with Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, I see it now. I will add
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay.
That initial attack didn't kill it, so I'm going to roll your swarm. Initial attack was 10 points of damage. Oh, wait a second. It did not have the sneak attack for some reason.
You aren't. You're not targeting anything.
Oh, that's why. That makes sense. Okay. Plus... Okay, it's dead.
Nice. I guess I'll just I really don't have anything else I can do, so go stand by Gregory and pass my turn.
Well, as you pass your turn, another snake shows up right next to you from the bushes.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it likes you. And it's going to attack you first with a bite. That misses, and then attempts to constrict. Misses on the constrict.
Okay.
And we
They must like blue meat.
And we got another one replacing his dead friend. You guys have really disturbed the snake pit here.
Apparently.
This one attacks John Ashford with a miss and a second miss. And then we have this constrictor snake. This one, I think, is going to go after Olaf because he's showing up down here. Ooh, it gets you with its teeth, Olaf. Luckily, it's not poisonous. This is one of those boa type snakes that likes to squeeze you down. 7 points of damage on Olaf, and then attempts a constriction. Constriction misses. Olaf, now it's your turn. You have two snakes right next to you.
That's okay. I can handle some measly little snakes. And
especially because you guys have no exhaustion, so it shouldn't be tough.
Olaf is going to target one of the snakes right next to him with his shillelagh club with some green flame blade energy into it. Big old booted, a blazing green flame, I guess. And that's a hit. That one dies, and then
Good kill.
Yep, and as that one dies, leaping from it to the other snake next to me, another set of flames.
Can you just roll the damage on that?
Yep.
There you go. Okay. Good hit.
And then what I will do is kind of move a little closer to... You kind of want to move over here. Is this the snake? If I move here, am I melee with both of them?
No, you can't. I don't think you can be in melee with both of them.
Okay. What I'll do
if you move
is
here, you get opportunity attacked.
I'll take the opportunity attack.
Okay, if you're sure about that, the snake is going to come at you with a bite. Ooh, he's gonna snag you on that.
Oish.
Ouch, ouch, ouch,
Go to the
ouch.
small bite. Go to the small bite.
As your blood drips on the desert sand and immediately dries.
And then that will end my turn.
All right, we have a constrictor snake number 8. This, I think, was one of the last ones that hasn't shown up yet. These snakes, their tactic is to pretty much surround you. So because Gregory's not being attacked, it's going to fill in that little gap. First attack, a bite. The bite misses.
Against Gregory?
Yes, this is against Gregory. The bite misses.
Okay.
Second attack is constriction. Also misses.
Nice, Gregory.
Gregory, it's now your turn.
Alright. So I see the snake, and then it looks big. Okay, my vicious quarterstaff isn't in my weapon inventory yet. I don't know if that. How do I move the vicious quarterstaff to my weapon and my action attacks?
I don't know if it'll automatically activate as an action, but what you could do is in the inventory you can click on equip.
That's it.
So once it's equipped, it should show up in your actions.
All right, so I'm going to
But
target.
whatever like scripts like on it won't necessarily be showing up. So if you roll a I don't even know if there is a script for extra attack on crit.
Well, I'm going to target him, and I'm going to try to whack him with my vicious quarterstaff.
You got 1 in 20 chance to crit it and do that extra damage.
No
Crit, you hit it, but no crit. You need a nat 20 to get that extra damage.
So 1d6 bludgeoning. And that is 4 bludgeoning damage.
You whack the snake right on the head. It lets out a vicious hiss.
And that's my turn.
Alright, we got John Ashford. You got 2 snakes on you. A couple of snakes on your allies.
Yep, I'm gonna first attempt to swing at the one to the north.
That's a hit. That's a hit. You didn't have a target.
Oh, sorry, I should have targeted.
That will kill it. So I'll just kill it. That's okay.
And then,
yeah.
Sorry about that. I targeted the one to the south. As a great weapon master, I get if I kill something, I get a free attack. So I'm free attacking the one to the south. Oh, nope.
Ooh, you tried the cleave attack, but it misses. You try to do some fancy move where you swing around.
Yeah, I tried to do some fancy, but the sand is getting in my eyes, so I just regular attack him.
You got your second attack on it, which is definitely a hit.
There we go.
Okay, that's another kill.
And then I'm going to move to try to intercept this one, and I'm gonna pass my turn. I tried to pass.
Oh, I forgot about Constrictor Snake 11 and 12. Constrictor Snake 11 is over here. This one I think I'm gonna have to come over here because the other one is already attacking Olaf. I'll have him attack John. And that's a miss. And that's a miss. Constrictor Snake number 12. This one might have to come in and attack Olaf. No, actually, you know what? I think it's going to attack Gray.
We got him surrounded, guys.
Oh, Gray, you're going to get nicked by its fangs. Ooh, you take 8 points of damage. The concentration is successful on her hunter's mark. And then it tries to constrict you. Ooh, you get constricted. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Concentration still good. And you are grappled and restrained. So I'll just move him into your... There you go. Back on the top of initiative, Gray, it's your turn. However, you are grappled and restrained by this snake.
What can I do?
You can still take your actions. However, when you are restrained, I believe it does give you disadvantage. Let me see. Let me look at restrained. A restrained, you can't move, obviously. But attack rolls against you have advantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. But other than that, you can act however you want. If you want to break out of the grapple, you have to strength contest the snake.
I'll attack the snake with my flame tongue. And I'll move as a bonus action, I'll move the hunter's mark to the snake that's got me grappled.
Okay, so I will pick your character. I will target the snake with your character. I've got your flame tongue up. You do qualify for sneak attack. Would you like to use the sneak attack?
Yeah, we'll use sneak attack.
Okay.
And go ahead and take a swing at him with that. And if I don't kill him, I'll also add the swarm. If I hit, that is.
You qualify for the swarm, for sneak attack, and for hunter's mark. I can see how you sometimes get confused with all the stuff you got.
No kidding.
All right, here we go. Here comes the attack. That is a hit. You pump out 23 points of damage, not including the swarm. And you kill it.
Okay.
So now you're free to go. Remember, at your level, I believe you get a second attack.
Yes, I do.
So let me tell you the setting. You have two snakes, both adjacent to you. One of them is adjacent to both you and Gregory.
So I still have two snakes, or is one of them dead? So now do I only have one snake?
You had three, now you have two.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and attack the one that is adjacent to both me and Gregory then.
Okay, so because you've already moved your hunter's mark, so you can't move it again.
Right.
You've already used your sneak attack, but you haven't used your swarm yet. So I will use your swarm if appropriate. So you attack it. You crit it. You crit it. Oh yeah. There we go. You're not even here watching this.
That's because I'm smelling all that burnt snake flesh and I'm starting to get hungry.
That's 25 points of damage plus your swarm, which does 7 additional points of damage. This thing is dead.
All right.
There you go.
So I still got one adjacent, so I guess I'll just pass my turn. I have nothing else I can do.
Okay.
Did I take it? Yeah, I already took a bonus action, didn't I? Is moving my mark's not a bonus action though, is it? Or is it? I can't remember.
It is. It is. Moving your hunter's mark from one creature to another does cost a bonus.
Okay. I'll just pass my turn then.
You dropped. Remember, you dropped your bow on the floor. One day, I'm gonna have some goblin come and steal it. So you gotta watch out for that. because the rules of 5th edition is that you can't just equip and unequip a weapon on the same turn. So you can drop your bow on the floor, but it's going to be on the floor, and to go pick it up is probably going to cost you something. Like to pick it up and re-equip is probably going to cost you something. All right, Constrictor Snake number 10 is the one that you didn't kill, and it's going to attack you. It's going to get you with its bite.
I'm not being very lucky.
You take 5 points of damage, but you maintain concentration. You are bloodied, meaning under half of your hit points, because you've taken quite a number of hits from these snakes.
Yeah,
it's going to try to constrict you. It misses on its constrict.
Oh, that's one good thing.
That's good. We got the snake on John. It's going to attack John, but Not likely to hit him. Ooh! It penetrates the cloak of displacement and lands a bite on you.
Ooh.
Puts down your cloak of displacement for this turn until you reactivate it. So that's 7 points of damage. Now it's going to do constrict. If you don't mind, I'll attack with advantage to offset your cloak effect.
Oh, I can probably turn it off, but yeah, attack with advantage is fine.
Oh man, John, it's got you constricted. I attacked it with advantage, but it rolled 2 19s. So
Well, that's good.
Bless.
yeah, it rolled with disadvantage anyway, but still rolled 2 19s. So you take first a bit of bludgeoning damage, 4 points of bludgeoning damage. You are grappled and restrained by this bad boy. Olaf, you're up. Cloak of Displacement's powerful, but not that powerful.
Nope. Alright, is the snake that's consisting John, is he like around him, as in like if I go here, am I attacking am I in melee with both of them, or
No.
should I work around the back way?
Yeah, yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Alright, I'll run around to the backside, seeing how John's in trouble, and I will attack the snake that's that's restricting him, and I will slowly the crap out of him, hopefully. Down to 15. Hit. All the damage.
Ooh, good hit, but you didn't kill it.
Shooting flame still jump over to the other snake that's right next to him to break that one.
Good hit on both snakes. But that snake that's got John still alive, just barely.
Like, I'm pretty sure you can help do the rest yourself, John, and then cool.
Alright, it's Gregory's turn.
Alright, let's see.
Can I direct that actually throw some healing at Gray on his action?
Did you use your bonus action?
Nope.
No, then go ahead.
Alright, I'll do that. Okay, you can do that. Move on while I do that.
Okay, Gregory, you're up.
Alright, go.
Olaf heals Gray for 5 points.
Alright, so. I'm gonna. I'll stand over here. Target this snake. And. I'll try to hit him with a firebolt.
Firebolt connects. You burn the snake to cinders.
Alright, and then that's my turn.
John Ashford, you're up. You can clean up. No more snakes showing up right now.
All right, I am going to. Well, I am restricted. Is there constricted? Is there any penalties or?
You can't move, obviously, but there's no penalties to your attack.
Okay. Well then, I think I had him targeted. Yep.
Yeah, you destroy that one.
All right, and then I'm going to do the same. Well, as my free attack, I missed. I was gonna say I missed it, but hit it, and then do some damage there.
Okay. You guys clean up the combat, killing this entire nest of snakes that popped up on you.
Whew.
Oh, I look at Gray. You are in rough shape.
Gray,
yeah.
you have 27 points of damage out of your 58 hit points.
Yeah, I'm going to use 3. I might as well use. I'm gonna use 4 charges from the wand. So the only thing, or from the ring. So the only thing that'll be left is the one bless. So.
We're getting ready to rest, or is we still just in the middle of?
This happened in the middle of your travel day.
Oh man, that's really crappy. Sorry.
You rolled 3 ones. Or
Yep.
two ones.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's only down 2.
Yeah, he's doing fine now. Gray, you're down to 2 wounds. You're bright blue.
He's still bright
Thanks a
blue.
lot, man.
The blue did not go away. You're not really sure how to cure Gray of his blueness.
Olaf is gonna look around to the camel to make sure they're okay.
You guys have you guys kind of hopped off the camels once Gray pointed it out. However, if you guys get surprise attacked, then the camels will be involved in this nonsense, and if your camels die, well.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it's a regular combat, you have time to hop off your camels, or if it's a prepared, obviously if you're setting up an ambush or something.
All right. How's everyone feeling? You okay? Do we want to move on until the evening?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a little blue, but other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, Gray, you're blue, and you don't really know why. It's some sort of magic that has gotten you blue. Besides being blue, it doesn't really affect you, but it's just very unsightly. So we go back and we finish the traveling for the day. You guys have already rolled your survival for that day, so we're good. New day beckons, so I do allow the long rest for the new day, and you don't take any extra exhaustion.
Okay, can John recharge the ring?
Yeah, I should be able to recast those spells in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it works same as normal. You take a nice long rest, and you're ready for the new day. Mark off where you would like to go, and how much. Remember, 3 squares. Regular travel distance with camels. You can push it and travel more, which you will get exhaustion. Or you can travel very, very slowly, only 2 hexes, which you will guarantee not to get a surprise attack. Not that you won't get attacked, but definitely won't be surprise attacked.
Yeah, I think we should just do our regular thing. I feel confident.
Do we want to head more towards that rock, that mountain that's kind of halfway between us, or do you want to head like more north or something like that? What do you guys think?
I think that you were guiding us. I trust your navigation skills.
Well, we were warned to stay kind of away from the mountain, so I guess we'll go right around there, I guess.
Okay, you go around there. First, we roll the survival. I'm going to roll for Gray for survival.
With guidance?
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention here. We'll add a guidance to it. You do just fine in terms of Gray being able to guide you around sand dunes and things like that. Because of the area you're in, we do cross something. So on your way, you guys are kind of riding along on your camels. It's really the same old sand dune after sand dune after sand dune, very tiring. And then Gray, you're leading the party, and up ahead, you see like a little lump, like just sitting there in the sand. It seems to be really kind of standing out strange. It looks like a huge rock, like a really kind of a big shaped rock jutting out of the sand.
Can I tell what it is at all, or do I have any guesses? Or
you'd have to go a little closer.
well, I kind of point at the lump out to the other guys and say there's something. Tell them that there's something ahead of us, and see if we slowly and quietly approach.
So you're like 200 or more feet away, but because of the visibility is very good of where you are, so you can see everything in distance. So being 200 feet away, you look at this creature and you kind of estimate, it could be something, it could be a creature, it could be just a rock or something but it seems really strange to just be jutting out of the ground in the middle of the desert. You gauge it to be something like maybe 20 feet tall.
Oh. Well, that's pretty big. I asked Gregory, since he's studied the desert a little bit, if he might know what that might be.
Actually, yeah, I'll check it out. What would Gregory think it is?
Gregory, you look at it. You can. Gregory, you may roll me a nature.
Sure.
Once again, guidance if it's possible.
Okay, you may roll me a nature and get that guidance.
All right, I'll just roll the nature, and then the guidance will show up automatically.
Do you have a guidance effect on you?
Hang on. 1 second. There we go. Now you do.
Gregory, from your knowledge of what deserts look like and natural formations of rocks, you don't think it's a rock. It's very odd looking. It sure looks like it looks like it could be just a stone, like a 20-foot stone jutting out of the sand. But you understand that in these sand dunes, you don't just have a rock jutting out. You have rocky terrain and you have sandy terrain. This is sandy terrain, and you shouldn't just have a rock jutting out of nowhere. So this is something very odd.
Does it look like it's man-made or natural?
It does not look natural. You're not sure if it's man-made because whatever it is, it's covered with sand.
I'm just like, this is something odd to be in the middle of an ocean of sand.
Camels acting skittish or like they're maybe a little nervous or something?
From this distance, the camels aren't acting any different.
How far away did we say it is?
It's about 200 feet. You guys just saw it. Like it's on the edge of the horizon.
Should we try to skirt it, or?
Well, if it's...
Yeah, I mean,
This is, I'm telling you right now, this is coming from a random roll.
right. I think we should go there. It does. If it's bad, we'll deal with it. If it's good, then great. I mean, we're adventurers. Let's go there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so John takes charge and says, let's just go there. And he leads his camel over. And you guys get a little bit closer. Now you're about 100 feet away. And you can see that whatever it looks like a huge 20-foot kind of statue. It's not moving at all. It looks like a really big statue. It's facing away from you. It's a humanoid statue. It's holding a huge club. Not moving, and it's covered with sand.
If we get closer, guys, I think we should leave the camel and go on foot
normal.
from here. How about that?
Sir, are the camels still acting normal?
The camels are still acting normal. Because nothing's really startled them.
I thought if maybe they might, since they're from the desert, that they might know if this is a danger or whatever. Is kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, unfortunately, camels aren't smart enough to figure that out.
Well, instinct.
But nothing's scaring them. Like animals typically are scared by like things that look hostile or scary. Nothing's really scaring them.
John, we'll defer to you, I guess.
Is it 100 feet away?
It's about 100 feet away, but from 100 feet, you can tell that this object is a huge statue, 20 feet tall. It's looking away from you, so you can't make out what kind of statue it is. It's a humanoid statue, standing there completely still, covered with sands, holding a club.
Well, I think we should go closer. I mean, we'll go closer, then we'll maybe hobble the camels, and then we'll go check it out.
Only 100 feet away, so I think we should keep the camels away. I don't want if this thing for some reason comes alive and tries to smash us. Hopefully it won't.
Okay, sounds good.
And I say we dismount the camels and then move forward.
Okay.
All right. Let me bring you up to space. You dismount the camels like a good, 50, 60 feet away, so the camels won't be in trouble. And you guys head off on foot into the sand dune. And you get up to this object over here. When you get close to the object, you realize that this is... Whoops, what's this pointer doing? So you realize that this appears to be a stone statue of a really giant figure, and you walk around the figure, and the figure has only one eye. He's holding a club, all made out of stone. He's made out of stone, the club's made out of stone. You look around, and right at his great right toe, there is some sort of blue gem. It's glistening, like letting out some magical energies.
Gregory, identify it.
Yeah.
Would you like to go muck with it?
Huh?
Would you like to go check it out?
Yeah, I would. I kind of want to identify it.
Okay, so as you approach this blue gem, you look at it, and it's bristling with some magical energies. Now, in order to cast Detect Magic or identify anything, you gotta have to manipulate the object, the gem. You have to touch it.
Is
The
this
gem
thing
is clearly magical gem. There's magic coming out of it.
is this statue standing or sitting?
Statue is standing, holding a club.
Okay. I say to Gregory, hey, before you get too close to it, let's get a piece of rope and
Yeah, it's a giant figure with only one eye. As you can see from the token.
Let's tie its legs together. How about that before you get too close together? Okay, Gregory, we'll use our mage hands and tie some rope around his legs. How about that before you get too close to look at that gem, Gregory? What do you think?
Rope to my leg or to the statue's leg?
Let's Star Wars wrap rope around his legs, like.
Oh, like that AT.
Yes. Empire Strikes Back, wrap rope around.
All
the
right.
statue.
So if it comes to life, you can trip it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Good idea. That's actually a great idea. All right, and then I'm gonna let them do that, and then I want to cast Identify on where the magic is coming from.
You go over to manipulate this blue gem, and you set off its trap. A zap of blue energy comes into your hand as you try to weave your spell to identify it. I need a Constitution saving throw and disadvantage.
All right, disadvantage.
I'll put your token here. You're trying to muck with this blue stone.
Constitution save at disadvantage. All right. What do we got here?
Gregory, I'm sorry to tell you, you turn to stone. The minute you handle this blue gem, you're trying to cast your spell, and you turn to stone. And as you turn to stone, this thing comes to life.
All right.
We are rolling advantage. We are rolling initiative again. Gregory, you may roll initiative, but unfortunately, being petrified, you can't do anything.
Oh, I'm last in the initiative, anyways, which might
Yeah, don't worry. We'll
benefit
get
the situation.
we'll get your we'll get that diamond or ruby for you.
As the Cyclops that has been trapped inside this by this stone for hundreds of years now comes to life and looks around, angered. Blah, blah, blah. He's speaking giant. Does anybody understand giant?
I mean, it seems like he'd be happy with this. Oh, nah.
No, he is enraged and he's looking for one thing only, and that is to smash anything that he can see. John, you see this Cyclops come to life, wielding a huge club, and he's looking around. Gregory, you cannot act. You're just completely petrified. But you are first on initiative.
Which is amazing. That never happens.
It's a luck of the draw.
Yeah. But all right. Well, I'm going to of course charge in, trying to help my friend. Oh, let me move over here. Oh.
Yeah, that's enough to be adjacent. Hold on, let me put him in a square. There we go.
All right. Then I'll move here, and then the giants. I'm hoping his armor class is great. I would like to do some damage on him.
This guy looks like he can take a lot of hits.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to take the -5 and try to hit him. Nope.
Ooh, that first attack's a miss.
I'm still going to take the -5 and try it again. Because I think that this guy is going to take a lot of damage.
That second attack is a miss.
Yep, but that's all I can do, and I should at least get his attention, and I'm going to pass my turn.
Olaf.
Seeing the big creature come to life, and worried about Gregory. I just want to confirm petrified is different than
Gregory has turned to stone.
okay. Alright. Lesser restoration number. Alright. I'm gonna move a little bit over here, kind of put John Ashford between us, and I'm going to see this big creature and try to cast Shatter on it, avoiding everyone else, obviously.
Sure, it's big enough where you can definitely do that.
Yeah. And let's see. How it's gonna do like that.
It failed its save. Totally failed.
Waves of
23 points of shatter damage. Rip it. Gets it really angry. It looks at you, Olaf, and it picks up its club. It looks like it's going to charge you.
bonus action, I'm going to cast a Shillelagh on my boon just in case it gets too close to me. And I'll end my turn.
John, because you swung at it and you didn't hit it, and Olaf just smacked it around with the shatter, it is going to run past you, invoking an opportunity attack from you in order to charge Olaf.
All right. Well, then I'm still going to add my thing for it then, because I guess that's not a free action or whatever. Then I miss.
Oh no! Boom! Boom! It screams out some giant profanities that you don't understand. It's got a range of 10 feet, so it doesn't even have to get up to you. Takes out his massive gray club, and he swings it on you twice.
Can we, Olaf? Can we? Oof.
Olaf, that first one's gonna be a hit as you get smacked right in the chest with his club. 21 points of damage. It reels back,
Oh my God.
winds up, comes in for another swing. You pissed it off. it hits you again with a second. 14 points of damage. You guys have pissed off the wrong Cyclops today. Gray, you're up. You are a couple of... you're like good 40 feet or so away from this Cyclops. The Cyclops, you see it pounding Olaf into a pulp. John has been swinging at it but missing. Gray has been turned into stone. Gregory, not you. Not Gray.
I mean, I can't see the map, but I think I would like to move my 35 feet, kind of, so I'm at the opposite of Olaf, kind of behind the giant and away from the camels, if that makes sense.
Sure. I will move you like you described.
Okay, and then I want to use my bonus action to put the hunter's mark on the Cyclops.
Certainly. I will go grab out this hunter's mark. Okay.
Okay, and what I want to attempt is a sharpshooter shot, and I want to use a +1 arrow, which I should have several of them, which should give me +1 to hit and +1 to damage, I believe.
No problem. I will make that adjustment. +1 to hit, +1 to damage.
And then, if he's close enough, is he close enough where I can get sneak attack?
You will get sneak attack because John's right next to it.
Okay, so I'll sneak attack, and then, of course, after the damage is done, I'll send a swarm at him too, if I hit him.
Okay.
With the sharpshooter.
So your sharpshooter gives you the -10, correct?
Now what?
I'm sorry. On the sharpshooter attack, here we go. I got it.
I should get +3 to hit because I think it's only +2 to hit. I can't remember. You got the numbers there?
It's a -5 to your attack. I got it. I'm making the changes. It's -5 to your attack, but +10 to damage.
And then I should get +1 from the arrow.
Yes,
to hit.
I
+1.
have that
Okay.
in there. +1 to your damage, your hunter's mark, plus a sneak attack, which is in there. Wow, it is kind of hard playing your character. Plus sneak attack, plus the swarm, which I will roll separately. Okay, we ready?
Right.
Here
Yeah, I
comes
guess.
First. You don't have him targeted, but it is a hit.
All right.
Okay, now that you have him targeted, I will roll the damage. 36 points of damage.
Wow.
That's not including the swarm, which I will roll now. Whoops, that just did triple damage. I have to readjust that. I made the same mistake you always make. Okay.
Yeah, it gets confusing.
The swarm was actually 2 points of damage. You milked out a massive damage. That was only the first shot.
Okay, I think I can do the same thing again. Except, of course, not the sneak attack because that only counts once.
Can you do 2 sharpshooter shots in 1 round?
If it's like the great weapon, you can do it as many times as you want. You just have to take the penalty, of course, every time.
Okay, so you want to do the same thing with sharpshooter?
Yeah, but I think I don't get the sneak attack, though, because you only do that once, right?
Yeah, the sneak attack is already used. The hunter's mark, I think, still applies because it's still on it.
Yeah, that still applies, and then I think the swarm I could do.
So you can't use again. You've already used.
I think I can still use swarm as each time I hit.
I believe it's once per round. I'm going to read this. Once on each of your turns, you can cause the swarm to assist you in the following ways.
So then just
ways is, the piercing. So swarm, just like sneak attacks, is once per turn.
okay. So then
you get hunter's mark, but you don't get anything else. You get sharpshooter and hunter's mark.
Okay, and I'll try that. Obviously, I'll use another one of my +1 arrows too.
Okay, I will add that +1. And I will roll that again. That is another hit.
Nice.
All right, let's go. You milk out another 21 points of damage, knocking... This thing is reeling back from your assaults. It looks at you, and it's interested in coming and hitting you next time. You land 2 arrows in its chest, and it's gonna run right up to you once it gets its next turn.
I have a bonus action.
I believe the bonus action was the Hunter's Mark.
Well, that's a spell. When I first cast it, that's not a bonus action. I don't think.
The casting Hunter's Mark costs a bonus action, I believe.
Are you sure?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Hunter's Mark costs 1 bonus action to cast.
Okay, then I don't have a bonus action. Okay, then. Okay,
Yeah.
I was going to try something sneaky, but I can't. So I guess that's all I'm going to do.
No,
but
that wasn't bad. You milked out a good, 50, 60 points of damage on that.
okay, so
That's some
I said,
good
get him,
DPSing.
guys, and
Yeah.
pass my turn.
It is Gregory's turn. Gregory, I'm so sorry. You can't act. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm very sorry. You have been petrified and you cannot act.
All right, so I'll just end my turn.
Yep. There's nothing you can do on your turn. It is now John's turn again.
All right. I had all of these strikeouts, so I'm going to try one more time, and then I'll just regular attack. I have not missed this many times in a row. All right, I'm going to just try to swing.
That finally hits. There you go.
Finally connects. All right, do a little bit of damage. Oh man, not a whole lot of damage. And that's all I can do, and I'm gonna pass my turn.
Quick question. The blue gem that was on his toe.
It's still on his toe.
It's still on his toe?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious if it was like in Gregory's hand or not. What I'm gonna do is just swing a little wide and try to Eldritch Blast this creature. Actually, you know what? Correction. Let's stay here. And yeah, let's stay there. And try to blast away with it. See how it does. Where is interest? It. Do the damage. Back again. Do the damage.
Nice.
And I just blasted it 20 feet away from me after those.
Okay, so let me see. 20 feet away, 15, 20 feet away.
That's a blast right there.
Yeah, he just
blasted giant
you,
20 feet away.
Closer to you, Gray.
Thanks, Olaf.
Yeah. I was trying to get him away from everybody. Hold it.
Well, I wonder if he pulled the gem away from Gregory then.
So, now it's the Cyclops' turn, and going by the Cyclops' behavior, it is enraged. It is going to attack whatever creature did the most damage to it. That, our unfortunate winner today is Gray.
I'm the winner every time when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Creature runs right up to you, takes out his club, and attempts to smash your head in with it. It makes 2 attacks. First attack. I'm so sorry. It crits you.
Oh my gosh. I'm probably dead.
You got 68 bludgeoning plus 6 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, 6d8. I thought you said 68. I was going to say, yeah.
You do survive that and maintain your concentration. Here comes a second
Well, I don't know how I did
attack.
that.
A second attack coming at you. That one's going to be a hit. It's attacking with a +9 here. You take a walloping 23 points of damage and you drop unconscious. It is now your turn, Gray, and I'm rolling your death save.
Not damaged it enough.
Gray, you crit your death save! What the hell?
Guess that's one good thing.
No, some sort of error came up. No, but you critted your death save. You get up with 1 hit point. Some sort of error came up. Error message came up. Whatever. So you're good. We go down with unfortunate Gregory, who can't move.
Alright, I'm still petrified, so I can't do anything.
Unless you're there's nothing you can do unless somebody gets rid of your petrification. You are stuck like this for the rest of time.
Alright.
John Ashford.
Alright, I have been striking out. I'm going to
You've
rush.
you've been having some bad rolls against this guy.
Hold on. 5, 10, 15. But he made his death save, so it looks like he's moving a little bit.
Yeah, Gray, you can see that Gray's he's still on the ground, but he's kind of.
I'm more red than blue now,
Oh
though.
my god, look, I rolled a 1. That's
John does a nat 1.
John, you need different colored dice.
I
just
know.
changed his
I'm
dice.
changing my die. I just changed them, but I'm changing.
Oh, did
Then
you?
I roll-
Oh, crap.
I roll a 3, a 1, and a 3.
You know the problem is you have a dark colored dice with black font. That's probably what's doing it.
I know. Well, a 1 and a 3 equals suck. So I am passing.
Wow.
Yeah. Some days it just it's just one of those things.
Wow. Yes, very unfortunate. You're doing so well against the snakes.
Yeah, and then it happens. Sometimes it's you shine and then there you go.
Olaf, you're up.
Worried that he gonna do some damage again to Mr. Gregory. I am going to cast a big ol' guiding bolt at him. Hopefully to hurt him quite a bit.
A guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt.
You crit with the guiding bolt.
Ooh, nice.
I better be dead by now.
Oh, yes. You want to tell me how you destroy this creature?
With the rage of seeing Groot going down, just a swirling electrical blue energy just swirls around Olaf as it shoots out of his magic rod and just blasts away, hoping to leave that little crystal around. Maybe.
Wonderful. His body blasts apart. It's just eviscerated and guts flying everywhere. The only thing that's left is that foot with the blue crystal on it.
Alright, then what I would do is move closer to it. I'm like, guys, I think we might have to touch this jewel to Gregory again, and I will make him to try to grab that jewel out of it.
The mage hand successfully picks up the foot and the foot. It's only the toe at this point. So the mage hand picks up the toe with the glistening jewel on it. The jewel doesn't seem to be sparkling as it was before when Gregory touched it.
And then I tried to move it over to Gregory and tried to touch the stone. Tried to use stone and touch Gregory with it, see if anything happens.
You touch Gregory with it, but nothing happens.
Okay. Any suggestions, guys?
You look at the stone, and it's clearly a powerful magical artifact. However, the character in your party that can identify these artifacts is now a piece of stone himself.
Well, Olaf can ritually cast Identify on this thing, but I'm afraid to touch it, being that it just turned Gregory to stone when he touched it.
Well, right now, the stone. One thing is the stone looks different than when Gregory touched it. It looked like there was this magical energy inside that discharged through it.
I think, should I try to take a look at this thing?
It's up to you.
Well-
Do you guys want to have two statues on your hands?
Is there anything else in the rubble of the?
Yeah, Ola pumping out 58 points of damage with a guiding bolt. That's impressive.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It doesn't beat John's record of 84 points of damage with like with this divine smite though. That was his crit. All right, what are you gonna do?
Those 4 or 5 misses in a row didn't help.
Yeah. Does anybody have does greater restoration cure petrification?
Greater Restoration would, but I don't.
You guys do not have access to greater restoration. Lesser restoration does not cure magical petrification. The spell that does that is flesh to stone. Or stone to flesh, rather. Greater restoration is a level 5 spell.
Well, you're the only one that can identify it. I mean, neither John nor I can do that.
In order to identify it, you have to put the object in your hand, look at it, cast the spells, do your rituals. So you're not going to be able to identify it without touching it.
The only other option other than
detect magic.
I do not have detect magic.
Oh.
Your character with detect magic is petrified right now.
I have a single scroll of dispel magic, but I don't know if that can do anything.
Gregory, you can still talk out of character. You're not like you don't have to actually roleplay being a rock.
Right.
Well, I mean, the dispel magic.
The spell magic
that would work?
Depends on. I guess it depends on.
This might be a high level spell.
Depends on the nature of Gregory's.
I won't let Gregory the character answer your question. Gregory the character would know. I won't let him answer the question. But the spell magic does, according to the description of the spell, what it does is any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. But however, any spell that's 4th level or higher requires an ability check roll to end it. And that's spell effects.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends on if the Gregory's state of being petrified was the result of a spell or not.
Obviously, or not obviously, but at least there was apparent magic coming out of the gem.
If it can be dispelled or not, if it's a magical effect that can be dispelled, or if it's not, or if it's just a spell that creates that condition.
Well, you could try the dispel magic, and if that didn't work, then I think the only other choice is to try to identify it and see if there's a way we can figure out.
Or you can, at a game, you could identify Gregory and see if he's under a spell.
Does that work?
That would basically could tell you if the spell magic would work on it.
I think that's very smart. I think Gregory, even though you're a rock, out of character, your suggestion earns you inspiration.
Okay.
Even though you're a rock.
Because if you cast.
Well, I got time, so you might as well.
Yeah. You got time. Nothing going on. You're just in the middle of the desert with the corpse of this Cyclops.
All right. I tried to identify Greg. Who are you?
You cast Identify on Gregory, and you identify the Flesh to Stone spell cast upon him.
What's that again?
Flesh to Stone.
Flesh
Now,
to stone.
this spell is not
What's
just
that?
a regular Flesh to Stone, it is a permanent Flesh to Stone spell. The rules of regular Flesh to Stone spell, here you go, last for up to a minute. This spell will not go away unless it is removed somehow.
And that's a heavy duty spell.
It's a 6th
Yeah.
level spell.
It is a level 6 spell, and it will not go away unless somehow gotten rid of.
I think the only option is I handle the stone and try to figure out what the stone is, guys.
Are you ready to try to identify the stone, or try to touch the stone?
No. It doesn't say it can't be dispelled.
You can try it.
Well, I'm using a scroll. A scroll is only going to cast it at the level it was great at, which was level 3.
Which in that case, if it's a level 3 spell, or the level 3 spell magic, you just roll whatever. What magic casting class are you?
He's warlock, so he goes on charisma.
So it would be a charisma. It would be a charisma check.
But it's a high charisma check. It's a DC 16 charisma check.
The DC 16 charisma
Yeah.
check, unless it's upcast to a higher level.
But you cast it from a scroll. You go by the spell level of the scroll.
Yeah. I don't think spell magic is going to do it.
Well, you wouldn't be able to roll a check then to dispel it.
Olaf is just gonna try to feel the warmth of his magical patron and says, "Wish me luck," and he'll grab the stone and try to identify the stone.
Olaf, you lay your hands on the stone, and a magical energy starts brimming in your hands. Luckily, you don't turn to stone. You are able to cast your Identify on the stone through ritual magic over the course of 10 minutes, and you learn that this is, you learn the properties of this stone. This gem is a gloam gem. It can be used to cast a permanent flesh to stone or reverse a stone to flesh spell cast by it. DC is 15 if you try to cast it on a hostile creature. This gem has 1 charge, and even right now it has 1 charge in it. And recharges only if the person who uses it is turned to stone.
Right,
It's a little bit of a puzzle box of a magical item. This greedy Cyclops obviously was trying to muck around with it and turned himself into stone.
I can't hear John anymore.
That's what I'm starting to say. I think that he, I think that's what probably happened to him.
And you're kind of breaking up some for me.
Yeah, he was breaking up for me also. Gem has 1 charge and recharges only if the person who uses it turns to stone.
Right now,
What if you mage hand the stone into Gregory's hand?
you cannot cause a stone to cast a spell, because what's involved in casting a spell is not possible for somebody who's turned to stone.
John, you're really breaking up. I didn't understand anything you said right there.
Okay, am I better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so you can't, Gregory's a statue, you can't force a petrified creature to cast a spell. It's not possible.
Are you saying that the stone can cast the spell stone to flesh? So can Olaf cast that spell onto Gregory?
Yes.
Well, that's what you need to do, Olaf.
Well, that's the thing that's confusing me. This gem has one charge and Racer doesn't like who uses it. Turn to stone. That was right. So I can just use it on Gregory and it'll be fine, right?
You think so? Yes.
Okay. I use it to revive Gregory.
You use the stone to cast, to reverse the stone to flesh spell that has been afflicting Gregory, and you can see that Gregory's limbs start getting limber again, and he cracks out of this rock statue that was trapped in. That was the only charge on this stone. Right now, the stone has no charges.
What just happened?
You got stoned, man. That must have been some good stuff.
Huh.
And I tell Gregory that I guess the rope around his legs didn't do much. Had my rope and tattoos all over the place. He went running around.
The creature was so strong, he just snapped the rope.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, Gregory, you turn to stone, and then the Cyclops attacks us, and I nearly died, and Olaf shriveled and exploded and completely destroyed the Cyclops, which allowed us to figure out how to get you back to normal.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
Well, Gregory, and I found out that you are my lucky charm because when you were not here, I could not hit anything.
Good point.
So what do you want to do with this accursed gem? It is worth a lot of gold.
Oh yeah,
Worth-
we'll
worth
definitely sell it, but we're gonna take it with
Sell
us.
it, or I can keep it for research purposes, or you can keep it, or you can.
Okay, who wants to take the gem and keep it?
Well, I mean, we could put it in a bag of holding.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the party sheet.
Olaf will hold on to it.
Yes, I was gonna suggest Olaf hold on to it.
I will put it into Olaf's inventory. So this gem, it appears to have been spent. Like there's no magical charges inside it anymore. And from what you deduce from how the gem works, there's no way to really charge it right now. But you don't know what other latent horrible curses are in this this item that has frozen this poor Cyclops in a desert for hundreds of years.
Maybe we should just leave it here.
Your choice.
Remember about the axe? Remember what happened with the cursed axe?
Yeah, that axe was pretty bad.
For another unfortunate group of adventurers to
Bury it in the sand.
No, I think that we should definitely. I think we should definitely keep it. I mean, we've. I mean, I don't fear the axe or the stone. I think that we will we'll be careful with it.
All right, going back to the map, you complete this day's journey with that encounter. You're getting very close to your destination, which is that little cave-looking thing. The map appears to show that there's a river just ahead.
Yeah, I think we would mount our camels and move.
I'm in pretty bad shape, so unless we rest.
Well, this is towards the end of your day, so you finish up the day with a rest.
Okay. And then I want to clarify about the +1 arrows.
Yeah.
I can only use them once during battle, but I get to keep all of them that I have, right?
Yes, all the +1 arrows, the 2 +1 arrows that you fired were recovered. So if you shoot an arrow into something that you can't recover, then you lose it for good. But unlike regular arrows that you can only recover half, you can recover all of them. You should just get yourself one of those magical quivers that has unlimited arrows, so we don't have to count them.
Okay.
They're available for purchase at the end of the adventure.
I have a special quiver, but it's not one that
The
is
quiver, the quiver of Eloa. That's one of
Yeah.
the common things that people get when they're ranged. Like first things
Yeah.
they get.
So, but there's a different one that does what? That gives me unlimited arrows.
Unlimited regular arrows.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And I don't think it's that expensive either. I know
Okay.
that Kayan had one. It unfortunately went with him into the Purple Worm's maw.
Oh darn.
Because it was on him. He had it equipped. And it was producing crossbow bolts, so it didn't matter.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Once again, we have a survival roll. Your this +5 is keeping you guys very, very healthy.
Don't forget guidance, Olaf.
Okay, you guys do just fine on that roll. You make it over here. This one does not incur encounters. Another day passes. You do just fine.
Do we want to try to refill? Go to the river that possibly you guys and refill our water skins and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So mark me off where you want to go on the next day.
Well, we're gonna go here, but we're gonna pass the river and possibly refill on water skins.
Okay,
So-
show me the ultimate final
So a
destination.
third of the day we'll go here, and then
So in the
I think-
morning, you wake up and you go to that area that is the river. It is dry, completely dry.
Wow.
The map just shows a river.
oh, Here- weird.
Of course it does.
You get a
Alright.
survival roll. Ooh.
Plus guidance.
Ooh. This one, you guys are going to suffer. Actually, the guidance will bring you to... No, the guidance gets you over the top. You're okay.
Thank you, Olaf.
The guidance
No problem.
gets you there. So you
Okay.
you guys are about 10 miles away from your destination. At the end of this day.
All right.
So in the
And
morning, you can probably spend half the morning and get to the X on the map.
I say we slowly go there, guys. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No surprises. We'll go slow.
Right. I mean, there's no sense in like killing ourselves. We're
Yeah.
being careful. That's what we've done so far. And it's worked out
Okay,
well.
the next morning, you very slowly, carefully make your way there. You get to the area where you believe the X should be. You look around. You're just nothing but sand dunes.
Oh, crap. See the sand and sand dunes?
Well, they're sand dunes.
Well, where the sand dunes are, can we kind of like investigate, see if there's like maybe like a cave or something like that, possibly around it that's just covered in sand, a little bit hard to see.
Well, the problem is that you're standing in like an area of like maybe a 10-mile radius. You walk around, you don't even know where to look because everything looks exactly the same. It's just sand.
We venture on, try to go further away, guys.
No, you're pretty sure this is the spot where you were
Right.
directed.
I think we're just missing it.
Okay. You see dunes upon dunes upon dunes.
And you ventured to this area very carefully, looking around very carefully. So you don't think that you could have passed by something, especially in the open desert.
Yeah, but what about? I think that we should probably let Gregory put on his robe of eyes.
I'll wait until the evening to do it because he's not going to help him during the day.
Right, because I think that we're just not seeing anything. There's just so much stuff hidden out here always. So I think that's probably what we're gonna have to do. Because
Great.
it's here. We're just missing it.
All right.
Great. Any tracks around here?
There's no tracks, and even if there were tracks, after a couple of hours, the tracks get blown away because of the wind. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta. We have to say the magic word.
That's right. We had this. Good job. My goodness, you are on point, Olaf. But tonight is your night.
Yes.
I was like, oh yeah, guys. Remember he said we have to say Simolysis?
Close.
No.
Well, Gregory would remember.
Yeah, I would remember. I don't remember on a game. But
Instead, I can't just give it away that easy because of Gregory's keen mind feat. So I'm gonna have to say, when he said that word, Gregory was paying attention to something else. He didn't hear that word himself. One of you has to remember it.
I just couldn't figure out how to spell it. Simolysis?
I would have wrote that down in my notes if I'd have been on fancy ground.
We're looking for the fairy spirits, or not bad fairy spirits. Simolysis? Simolysis?
Close.
Something like that.
Very close.
Something like that.
So I'm not going to tell you what it is, and I'm going to say, in this unfortunate situation, Gregory, with his perfect keen mind feat, despite having that, he just happened to have not heard it when the guy said it. Gregory was preoccupied by looking at this vicious quarterstaff for sale in Salim's market.
Yeah, he was lusting over his quarterstaff.
So you guys, without anything else you can do, you guys just kind of set up camp for the rest of the day. And now it's evening time.
I still think that Gregory should put his cloak on if it's dark enough to see if he can see anything.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Just to exhaust the possibility if there's something invisible or something.
Gregory, you put your cloak on. You don't really see anything. You have you see invisible things, and you see you have astral vision 120 feet. From where you guys are kind of hanging out, you don't see anything. But you do see, you do see, like on the ground in the patterns of the sand dunes. You notice that there's kind of a weird kind of a light streaming along the curves of the sand dunes. What kind of role is appropriate for this? I think an intelligence-based insight would be appropriate for this. I'll take that.
Alright.
Probably. Inspiration, if you got any.
Alright, yeah, I'll burn an inspiration to give myself advantage. Intelligence-based insight.
In the corner, you see Olaf thinking in his head. Simolysis, Simolify, Simolias.
Yes, Gregory, you realize these are weaves of organized magic amid the chaos that you can see. You don't, because of your robe of eyes, you think that they exist on the ethereal plane. And they are definitely pointing in a direction. You can only see them at night with your robe of eyes, obviously, because in the daytime, your robe of eyes doesn't work. They're definitely kind of like there's little streams of magic that are kind of coalescing along the dunes. They're definitely leading in a certain direction.
Interesting. No, I let everybody else know what I see.
Alright. Really, that's something interesting. Well, I have to look in the distance, see if he sees anything, obviously.
Olaf, you don't see anything but sand dunes.
Yeah. Oh. This is our only chance to probably follow this during the nighttime, so I think we should lead the way, Gregory.
So Gregory, leading the way, you guys start walking in the direction of these streams of magic, and they get thicker and thicker as, in your eyes, Gregory, they get thicker and thicker as you lead the party along. And you can see somewhere in a distance, they are clearly not on the prime material plane, because you can only see 125 feet ahead of you in the ethereal plane. But finally, as they get really, really thick, Gregory, you see that they end in what appears to be a body of water. Everybody else, all you see is sand. But Gregory, you see that directly in front of you is some sort of oasis or body of water. And right next to you is some sort of a building, some sort of structure.
Interesting.
And I think that's what we'll end today's session.
All right.